Glad tidings, and welcome to campaign 5, I believe, of Whispers of the Dice. This one is called Withering Heights. I invite all of you to imagine London in the summer of 1813, June 6th to be exact. Within the elevated and promiscuous upper echelons of society, the walls of Buckingham House are full of the whispers of gossip. But we find ourselves not at the King and Queen's primary home, no, but on our way to Witherfield Estate, a beautiful countryside vacation home in our alternate reality England, themed around a beautiful plant aesthetic. The lords and ladies that frequent the Crown's lavish parties are esteemed, valuable members of the ton. The canopy, some might call it. Beneath them, the working class spend their days in the thistle, toiling and working away, but that is no matter for discussion here. If there is anything you shall worry about in the Crown's company, it is not the worry of being bored. We find our view. First, soaring over the glorious floral landscape and following a caravan of carriages as they make their way to this glorious and lavish estate. Looking into the window of a certain Fire Lily's carriage, if only we could have been privy to a private conversation she had had mere hours before there might be a scandal to report on. But no matter, for now, her and her ladies have left a morning tea at the Lucan estate and head towards Witherfield. Coming directly from Buckingham House, however, the men ride in their own caravan towards Witherfield, completely ignorant to the fact that the ladies shall be there as well. Thinking that they are on this hunting trip organized by His Royal Majesty the King Consort Harlan Montag Seapence Latonia, set to happen during the weekend of his 30th anniversary with Her Majesty the Queen. How very interesting indeed. We go first to, the men are split up into two different carriages. We zoom first into the larger and more grander of the two, where King Harlan and his son, Prince D'Artagnan, sit. Aaron, would you please describe your character for us?
I am sort of salt and pepper gray, hair swept back, tied in the back, long, straight, black, sharp features, and more wiry than one assumes a king to be. He's not, in these 30-some years of his station yet, allowed himself to grow too overindulgent.
You are sitting across from your son, Prince D'Artagnan. He's a young man in his early 20s, and kind of the same sharper features as you, short, curly, black hair. And you see that your son is looking rather pensively out the sort of window in the door of the carriage. Father, what is it that you said Mother was doing this weekend?
Oh, I think she's, going to some sort of, botanical garden or something. She and her ladies were supposed to have some sort of, tea party, or something of the sort. I assure you, she left me no notion of her plans.
Was this weekend not you and Mummy's 30th anniversary?
Yes, of course, but she had this planned well in advance.
I see.
Try as I might, I could not wrench her from it.
Right. Right. Did you, have you spoken to her at all recently? About me?
I mean, aside from our usual chats, I don't know why. Is there something I should have said? Did I miss something other than the anniversary? Which, I mean, I've already acquired the gifts and everything for when she returns from her soiree of sorts.
My mom mentioned, something of a betrothal for me to a certain princess of France.
I have not yet been made aware of this. Do tell.
Can Harlan roll persuasion or deception? Don't tell us which. Okay. Yeah. Derek goes, can't believe she wouldn't have told you. Mother said that apparently I've been promised to France for quite some time now, and she's, already made the arrangements, so I don't know when it's supposed to happen, but I had no say in the matter, and I'm already engaged to Princess Iris of France.
You say you've no knowledge of this until... when?
Only a few days ago.
I mean, if you just learned of it, I should have known of it at least a week in advance. I mean, this is...
It was the night of... Well, you were away for quite some time, Father. It was the night of your return and your most recent tussle that Mother told me.
I suppose it makes sense she wouldn't want to write that to me, but she should have told me. How do you feel of it?
You know, most young men get to go to balls and things and peruse the young women and dance with a few and talk to a few and see which ones pique my interest, and then perhaps go to my parents and... Oh, what would you think if I were to marry Lady so-and-so, and then talk to her father, and... Suppose I don't get any of that. Suppose it's all laid out for me.
We have held balls before, if you had found nothing of no one of interest, or...
Well, I might have had a few sort of notions, and it was just... But it does not matter now, I suppose. Does it not?
Harlan sort of leans forward, I mean, generally one is supposed to have that choice. Of course, being an heir, your options are limited, but I don't see why this should be happening so soon, so suddenly.
No, I don't quite understand why my options are so limited. I mean, no offense, Father, you had quite a reputation about you, and Mother married you because she wanted you.
Yes, and you've heard what people say about her for that. I don't think you should concern yourself with this under normal circumstances at all, but... I've heard it's easy to maintain a loveless union, but you shouldn't have to.
No.
No one should have to.
No, I should not. You could talk to her after the weekend when you give her the presents and things. You could talk to Mummy.
Have you not done so yet? Or was she on one of her tirades? Could you not make your voice heard?
Well, she was in the middle of preparing how she would yell at you, so no.
Your silence was incredibly wise, my boy. I will make my objections known. I'm sorry that you're having this sprung on you. I mean, I know we sort of expected something, what with you being you, we'd sort of have to do something, but you still should have been given more time at the very least.
Well,
You know, there's nothing wrong with eloping.
Father, please don't be common.
There's nothing wrong. I could give you, enough to be comfortable with, and you could sort of disappear.
But disappearing does not seem to fit well for the future King of England.
You have siblings, so, I mean...
Oh, what, Pavo shall become king?
I think he could.
Father, let us not mince words about Pavo. He's a kind young boy, but he is mad.
I mean, with the proper and trustworthy advisors...
No, we do not need to talk about a future Pavo's king.
Not even worth considering. We could easily have a sister be queen, so...
Yes, I suppose in 25 years Gale could be queen. I'm fine. I would like to be king, Father. I don't wish to disappear. I just want an honourable love match. To peruse the options like anyone else, instead of being shipped away to France to pick up my new wife.
It would be hard to get you back from France.
I don't know what that means.
It's a beautiful place, and the people don't tend to enjoy leaving it.
I don't know.
I feel like I would have to sort of, let go of my title, and then you would be king, and that's the only way we could get you back from France. Otherwise, you would just sort of be a married man over there. Do you even speak French?
Speak it well enough. Listen.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Mother enjoyed her tutors. Listen, it is no matter. We shall spend the weekend, we shall hunt. This is not anything we can fix tonight.
No, of course not. Your mother and I will discuss this post-haste.
Very well. We go out of the first carriage and into the second one, which is quite packed. We had just enough people to not get 3 carriages, but just few enough that this second carriage is a bit tight. In this secondary carriage, we see Lord Merton David, who is older, heavy-set man. He's kind of fingering through some cigars that he has in a little pouch with him. We have Datura Ariok, Lady Venus's and Lord Elias's son, who is somewhere around Dart's age, a little bit older, probably in his late 20s, wearing, like, the shirt unbuttoned too much, tight pants, hunting boots already ready for the upcoming activities. His father was meant to be in attendance, and it doesn't seem he is. Bit curious, Harlan, when you left the house this morning, but Datura assured you that father would be on his way, but he had some business to attend to and would be coming late. And then on the other side of the carriage, 2 twins on either side of the bench seat. They are Americans, if you can believe it, wearing identical travel clothes, and they just talk in the funniest way. And sandwiched in between them is Nolan. Would you please describe your character for us?
Right, of course. I'm Lord Clifford Stokes. Ginger hair that sort of flows in the most boyishly charming of ways. A young face, a toned body in the way one might get from sort of fencing and dexterous activities, not very large in stature, but and sort of squirrely in the way in which he handles himself in the presence of such large personalities.
Clifford, you're kind of watching this conversation happen where the old Lord Merton, the rakish Datura, and the more bad boy of the two Americans are in kind of a triangle around you, talking about some brothel or some group of women or something or other that highly improper. You did not know that men spoke so freely this way, and especially in a carriage, in a royal carriage nonetheless. And speaking of horrendous things, and you see the other twin, who's not quite engaging in this conversation, Nathaniel, is on your left, and quite enough so that the other three men can't hear, goes, "It's all rather brash, isn't it?"
Decidedly so, yes, I should say.
What do you think that... How do these men ever expect to keep wives if they act this way?
Well, it would seem to me the concept of a wife is more of the concept of ownership. I don't think they much intend to give the choice.
Very astute observation. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Lord Stokes. Pleasure to meet you. And yours?
Mr. Nathaniel Borden. It's nice to meet you, my lord.
Pleasure.
Who are you? Are you one of the king's lords? Are you one of D'Artagnan's friends? Or?
Oh yes, of course. How rude of me. Yes, of course. I'm well. The king seems to have taken an interest in. Well, not to speak ill, of course, of His Majesty, but that seems to have taken an interest in sort of involving me in conversations exactly of this nature.
Yes, the king is quite open about his relationship with the queen as well. I'm engaged myself, so I try not to engage when even my brother seems to have fallen into these conversations.
Well, of course, congratulations. I suppose are in order. Of course. I should hope similar things should befall me one of these days, but who's to say? You know, it's
I seem to have found myself...
Good company is hard to find.
I seem to have found myself next to a romantic on this travel.
You know, there's nothing wrong with I spend, my time sort of daydreaming about the situation or another, but I digress, of course. There are matters of estate and other things much more pressing in nature.
Yeah, I met Belle, my fiancée, on a business trip here as well. I went to Oxford with D'Artagnan and moved home for a while and then had to return to settle the matter of a few land dealings and that sort of thing. I bought a few properties while I was here, and it never ends, does it?
Seemingly so, yes.
Right. Have you been hunting with the king before?
I don't much partake of the hobby in so much, but who am I to decline the whims of His Majesty?
Absolutely. The Sir Elias, who hasn't arrived yet, he's quite a good shot. So there shouldn't be much performing to do. Elias can normally handle all the showmanship needed.
Delightful. Yes, I should like to stay sort of in the background of the weekend so much.
Well, then you and I have that in common.
Very well.
And you see, I did it! One successful
time. I made a friend.
You see, you kind of cut into the other conversation right as you hear the old man, Lord David, go, "And where was it that you said your father was? I thought that Elias was meant to join us on this weekend. He is quite a good friend of the king's, is my understanding." And the young man, that you haven't met him yet, you know he is Elias's son. You're around Elias enough to know this, but yes, well, seems my father has not taken as much interest or as much respect into the invitation from His Royal Majesty himself, and has decided that whatever other business he might have is far more important. So I took it upon myself. I would like to represent our family well, since the true man of the house seems he cannot. And this conversation kind of continues as the carriage continues. Young men, you arrive at the estate. You begin to step outside this kind of unloading area where the carriages are parking. You haven't gone inside yet. You're still standing outside, just taking in the house from the outside. Aaron, could you describe the house for us? And I forgot to do the house tour, so we'll do that in just a second.
Yes. So, Witherfield Estate is a 3-story structure which is sort of deeper than it is wide or tall. Driving up to it, you are greeted by not only rows of trees and bushes to obscure the back portion of the estate, but a garden around which the drive meanders. The front of the building, which is basically all you can see of it, is mostly glass and stone and sort of overflowing vines and foliage as they spill out of the various levels of the conservatories inside.
Amazing. I have just sent the floor plan of the manor in the group chat if anyone is interested in viewing that. But essentially we have, Aaron, do you want to give us a little verbal house tour?
Yes, absolutely.
Even though we are not inside yet, but if you just want to give us the players, a verbal house tour.
Yes. So, running through, first room on the very bottom of the first floor, southmost side, is the sort of warming/mud room. You exit north to see the east and west conservatory doors at either side. Ahead of you is a staircase which leads up to the second floor, and surrounding that staircase are the parlor, library, music hall, billiards room. At the very end of this hall is our dining hall and ballroom, which leads us up to the second floor, where we have, I believe, 10 guest rooms, sort of situated radially around a little common area, as well as the second floor conservatory. Going up from there is sort of the private quarters of their majesties.
Amazing. You guys have arrived. You haven't stepped inside yet. You were still out in the kind of courtyard unloading area with the carriages. All of the men pile out of both carriages, meet up as footmen begin to take their things, and you see Quentin, your Kingsman, kind of steps up to you, Harlan, says, "Your Majesty, the itinerary that you requested for your hunting trip has been completed, exactly as you asked."
Beautiful.
Hands it to you, starts handing out pamphlets to all of the men, and as you look at it, Harlan looks exactly as you requested it be made. Clifford, it looks sort of incomplete, like sort of messily put together. Like there's some events that seem very well structured and well timed, and then there's several hours of time that will just say like lounge about or things like that. And leisure, look at cigars, sort of, and things like that. Seems a bit odd to you.
This motherfucker. That's me, not.
I figured.
Yeah. No. I don't know what you mean.
There's something afoot.
would Clifford say anything?
No, I think he's definitely gonna stew with that, and with the knowledge that there's more planned than he's been informed of.
Yes, so this all looks proper. After we, sort of have our first drinks, Clifford, I would adore if you took point on this hunt. I would really love to see the full breadth and width of your abilities.
Right, yes. Well, far be it from me, of course, to say no, but, well, I mean, there's certainly those much more, qualified, experienced, in matters of the hunt and the like.
Yes, and sort of clapping him on the back a little bit too hard. And I assure you, they'll be right behind you, equally as impressed as I.
Very well, certainly, yes, of course.
Oh, you'll do great.
I kind of, try to, look at, what was his name? Nathaniel?
Nathaniel. Better you than I is what he's saying with his eyes. Better you than I.
Yeah.
Incredible. Aaron, give me a number between 1 and 20.
13.
Okay, if I hear a 14 or higher, one of the other NPCs might say something about your strange itinerary.
Beautiful. Should have picked 20.
I hit 15. So you see that Datura, looking through, which, again, you notice, Elias is late and his son has arrived in his stead. Elias is looking through the family and goes, this seems a bit incomplete, Your Majesty. I don't intend to be rude. I just, are you sure this is the final draft?
Yes, it does seem it. I know you don't attend many of these, generally your father is here, but I do like to build in much leisure. No? No, am I wrong? Does he attend a lot of these?
No, Datura is going, no, I do not attend many. That's, he's going...
I do tend to build in quite some time for sort of leisure and enjoying the grounds. You see, normally only Her Majesty and I get to truly appreciate the estate, sort of the sprawling gardens, and I do love to share the finer things with those I care about.
Very well. And we cut from you all and go just a few miles back as we find a caravan of carriages that have not yet arrived. Can you guys hear my cat purring? This is so embarrassing.
No.
The way you lifted her was crazy.
No, freak, stop. She's biting my camera. Stop.
I see your shadow.
Mikey, let us be.
So, there are 3 carriages for the ladies. As we, into the largest, led, and most grandiose of the 3, we go through the window and see, a small Pekingese dog. And sitting on the bench across from this pup. Megan, would you please describe your character for us?
Yes, so Queen Gloriosa is a youthful 8 and 40. She has bright orange hair that is just beginning to get little wisps of white on the scalp. She's tucked back into a little swoop. Her hair is in a brilliant updo. She has a hat that's on the side because she's very fancy. Her dress is a tasteful blue-green that highlights her fiery tresses. And she is looking to her darling, loyal thrip with just utter nerves. She says, "Thrip, darling, are you ready for the weekend?"
Yes, Mummy, we shall paint so much, yes!
Yes, that's good. Alright, Thrip, I haven't told anyone. You tend not to like him. It's a bit of a secret, Thrip. Can you keep a secret?
Oh yes, Mummy, I cannot talk to anyone except for you. I shall keep it a secret, I shall.
That's right, good boy. when we get there, we are going to do much sketching. Much sketching. Daddy's going to be there too.
I thought we were mad at Daddy.
I'm often mad at Daddy. But Daddy, remember we found that little paper that I nearly fed to you?
Yes.
But you were noble Thrip and you did not eat it?
Yes.
And Daddy, well, Thrip, do you know what today is?
No, Mummy, what is today? No.
Today is a very special day, Thrip. 30 years ago, today, do you know about 30? It's a strange word to you?
Okay, Mummy.
Yes, you what a pup. 30 years ago, Daddy and Mummy got married.
Wow.
And instead of showering Buckingham House, brilliant roses and gems and jewels, Thrip, he has organised a hunting trip.
Bad Daddy.
All of his friends, and that are not Mummy.
Bad Daddy.
Isn't that bad?
Bad Daddy.
Isn't it, Thrip? That's right. Which is why we're going, right? We're going and we're going to have fun. Daddy thinks he's playing a lovely little game of chess to make Mummy angry, but he thinks he's going to win.
No.
He's going to win, Thrip.
No, Mummy, no, he shan't win. No.
No, he isn't. That's right. So now are you even more excited?
Yes, I shall bite at his shoelaces, Mummy. I shall bite them and tear them asunder.
You mustn't, Thrip. You mustn't bite and tear at Daddy's shoes, not in front of his friends.
Oh.
Oh, we couldn't possibly want Daddy to be embarrassed, would we? Yes, we would. Yes, we would.
Yes, Mummy, we shall. Yes.
Bite at his ankles. You may chew on his boots. You may do all of it, Thrip. Yes. Oh, like. Do you think he'll like this dress, Thrip?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, not that it matters.
No, Daddy's evil. He's an evil man.
No. You don't think he'll like the dress, Thrip?
Mummy, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, Mummy.
Very good. I shall have to talk to Daddy when I arrive. I fear, Thrip, I have to ask the evil man a little bit of help.
No, Mummy, no.
Hey, Thrip, don't worry. He listens to Mummy. He isn't all from France, evil, being a bad man.
Yes. Bad man. He can't keep his trousers on. Yes.
That's right, good boy, Thrip, yes!
Yes.
Goodness, we shall have the cooks fetch you a peafowl when we arrive. You are such a good boy.
Yes. Thrip's very own peafowl.
His very own, that's right. I think we shall arrive soon, Thrip. I hope you're ready.
Yes, Mummy. Always ready. And we withdraw from the Queen's carriage. We go back to 3 women. Three upstanding women in the town, all within one carriage. On one bench, we see a mid-20s young woman, Lady Scarlet David, married to the aforementioned Lord Merton David, much her senior, who is lavishly dressed and excited for a weekend of sketching and a bit of a break from the young men. Next to her, we see a freshly engaged and not yet wed Belle Lewis, who is some estimable woman from somewhere in England, but is not a lady herself. And across from them, on the bench, Josie, would you please describe Venus for us?
Lady Venus is a tall woman. She has green, piercing eyes, slightly angular, and long dark hair that have a few grays sprinkled in there. Don't comment on it though. She would never ever want to be known as the old woman in the room. She loves to wear exquisite, expensive jewelry, and is currently sitting with her eyes out the window and fan in her lap, and her legs crossed with some high heels on.
Oh, very gorgeous indeed. You see that you kind of cut back into the conversation as these 3 married or soon-to-be married women are talking, and you hear Belle Lewis, this young, pretty thing, go, I mean, is that normal? Is it, it's just Nathaniel likes to spend an awful lot of time at his club, and it's not that I think he's doing anything untoward, it's just, I'm unsure if that is normal behavior for young men.
Oh, darling, young men... I mean, it's been a mighty long time since Elias and I were young, but they do enjoy a bit of, time away, I must say, so I wouldn't worry too much, love.
See, next to her, Scarlett goes, I've been married to Lord David. I've been married to Merton for quite some time now. It's been almost, 5 years? And he's never been home for more than 2 nights in a row. He quite enjoys the club, but at least your Nathaniel is not betting on horses and chewing down cigars and things of that nature. It could always be worse, Miss Lewis.
Oh my.
I suppose, right, I suppose that's true. Nathaniel's, he's American, so, I believe they do things a bit differently anyways. Did you hear that they're having an election this year? How very common.
An election? Again?
I thought they had just had one.
How many of those do they have? I know! It's quite shocking.
Well, I shouldn't talk about politics. That is not very proper, is it?
It's intriguing, but we have many fun festivities ahead of us, so it might be nice to keep our chin up and smile.
Yes, quite. You see Lady Scarlet talks again. We shan't fill our heads with things of the men folks' discussions. Really, I cannot wait to get away for just a weekend of sketching and perhaps a glass of wine. But no more. Just away from Merton and all that he comes with.
As much as I love my Elias, he's just smothering. He does not want to stay away. I do love him so, but I need some just time away from the house. It's just too much.
You two just make me right sick with how in love you seem to be. I mean, the way you go to all of these events and he has you on his arm. I mean, really, it's sickening, Venus.
He is quite charming. I mean, dare I say he's my knight in shining armor.
Oh, he was some rank in the military, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Such a war hero. My war hero.
And as we withdraw from the carriage, we go back to our third carriage. That has just 2 young ladies in it, 2 young unmarried ladies in it. On one bench, we see a finely dressed in a little bit darker colors, sort of scandalous. Young woman, her hair up in this high bun, sort of updo thing. And this is Miss Margaret Mum Lucan. And across from her is MJ. Would you please describe your character?
Lady Lion Taraxacum is a pale woman with dark black hair with a slight curl to it. She is My goodness. All of my thoughts left my head. She holds herself, like, extremely stiff, as if she's trying at all times to come off the best as she possibly can. She's very aware of herself and how she presents herself, and it's clear in just everything about her.
Amazing. You see Mom is right across from you, and she's going, I mean, it's right unreasonable. Women outnumber men by 400,000. That's why they don't allow us to read. If we women could only wake up and see our plight, we would overtake them easily, but alas, we're stuck here where we are with a rake as a king, watching, grown men chase a fox and drink themselves to death, and that's what passes for entertainment these days.
I don't know. Mom, it's... I
don't know.
Yeah, I really don't think that is the case, but there are other things that ladies can learn that befit our stations. They do not force us to be ignorant of the world.
Name one thing worth learning that the men want us to learn.
Music.
I suppose you're right there. But women should learn more than just the pianoforte. They should learn whatever interests them. They should learn the works of Beethoven and Mozart.
Maybe some women are able to, but we have to. We have to be aware of how we come off. It is not a society that is made for us, no matter what we think about that. That it is not our place to say. You can fall quite far if you... Well...
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, right, this is improper.
Oh, please, if anyone is being improper, it is I. But they really have... No, I suppose I shall not speak my opinion on that. England would not like that very much, would they? I just hate to see such a bright, beautiful young woman such as yourself reducing yourself down to how you might flit and flirt and play the pianoforte and talk about needlework to impress flitting and strutting young men.
I enjoy the pianoforte. I really do. I do. Music has always been a passion of mine, even before, when my family was passed out of the town. So
Suppose
I
you're right
represent more than just myself. Well, I can't be like you.
Suppose you're right there, but at least promise me this. You're a smart and witty young girl. Do not settle for the first man that tips his hat at you. I mean, a man loves nothing more than to speak of being in love, but talk is rather cheap. Show me a man who will keep his solemn vow, and I shall eat my bonnet.
I can't afford a love match.
Whatever do you mean?
I am in the town by a favor. I wish to stay here. It is not about who I love. I think if I were to chase any feelings I have, I would destroy myself further. So, well, I won't be carrying off to the first man who tips his hat. I will not marry for love.
We pull from that carriage. And the women arrive. These carriages pull up, not in the same location that the young men have. You guys have pulled up to a different side of the building, but as your carriages begin to unload, you see George, your Queen's man, opens up the door. Gloriosa, Your Majesty, we've arrived at Witherfield, and your husband and his lords are already here. That sign you requested has been put up.
What would I ever do without you? Amazing. Thank you, George. That's enough. Keep the king, his lords, business. Can you keep it to yourself for just about, I don't know, 5 more minutes?
What did Venus and Lion get on those perception checks?
21.
10, 21, and what did the Queen get?
On her stealth check,
Yes.
a natural 1.
Oh no, love.
So you sort of scream it. Please keep this matter of the king to blah, 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 blah. Venus and Lion, you guys both, as you step out of the carriage, of your respective carriages, yourselves and all of the NPCs here, apparently the king and his men are here. And you're welcome to talk to each other in a moment.
I thought that we were having sort of a ladies' trip. What?
MJ can't talk, Megan. You talk.
Do I see them? Or do they just hear me?
You guys are all right
Do I
next to
see
each
the
other.
men?
You don't see the men, you do see the women.
Venus, darling, we are here for a ladies' weekend. Whatever are you talking about?
Mum goes,
Oh, I'm
you're fine. Mum goes, Your Highness, we've just heard you talking to your kingsman. The men are here.
What do you mean? They're here. Why on earth would they be here? They're off on a hunting weekend.
You just said that.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about, darling. I'm sure I was complaining. I was complaining to dear George at the men and the king and his lords aren't here. I wish they were. It is, after all, I mean, you do know it is the royal anniversary. So if only they were here. That's what I was telling George. Mercy can't do a thing about that.
Oh, we must have misheard you, Your Majesty, but because of course the men wouldn't be here, you know, right?
Of course not. Why would they do a thing like that?
Well, I
I mean,
guess
you don't think I... Oh, you don't think I would have brought you here under false pretenses? Oh, no, darling, we're here for a lovely... Of course not. We're here for a lovely sketching weekend, just us girls. And Thrip, of course. Thrip is the only man I've brought. And George, but I cannot live without George.
Of course.
Of course.
Right.
And as this kind of awkward silence falls over the ladies, we actually cut back over to the other side of the house where the men are still talking. Still talking, getting your things set out and all of this sort of thing. You're just discussing where Lord Ariok might be, and Dator is explaining his absence. And you see another carriage pull up. Stepping out just a mere few moments fashionably late. Stepping out of the carriage, Danika, would you please describe your character for us?
Yes. Now, remind me, because I may have forgotten my own fucking flower.
Peony.
I'm seeing, right? Okay. I'm not doing that accent. Yeah, Elias is a tall, dark-haired man with probably perhaps a permanent frown on his face. Very regal, a little bit scarred from his adventures. And as he steps out of his carriage, his arms are fastened very tightly behind his back, and he's just looking around. Dark hair, dark eyes, pale skin.
Your Majesty, you see your best friends arrived.
Contrasting, Sir Ariak's demeanor, Harlan immediately alights. You've arrived. I thought you'd be hours. Goodness.
Oh, I thought I would be hours as well, but it took a little bit less time than I thought. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing as well as always and better with you here. I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful weekend with no hens to threat us.
Clifford, you're here as well.
Do I know Clifford?
You have met Clifford. He's a quiet little thing.
This is a meerkat of a man you're looking at.
And you
Did you
see,
say that?
with all of us here, it's the King, Elias, Clifford, the American twins, and Datura. And D'Artagnan.
And then
My boy.
the women are in this location. They're just, the hens are elsewhere.
You guys don't know the hens are
feel
here.
like the ballroom entrance.
You guys don't know that the hens are here.
Yes, we're unaware.
Good to know. Yeah, look at Lord. I look at Clifford.
Yes, Lord. Lord
All right.
Clifford.
Lord, okay. Lord Clifford, how are you?
Doing very well, Lord Elias. A pleasure to see you, of course.
Does he look nervous?
So, I know you tend to...
Hold on, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Aaron, hold on, honey. Danika asked Nolan a question.
100%, yes.
Why are you nervous?
I'm sure I don't. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. I'm delighted to spend time in the company of all these the wonderful lords in waiting.
Darling friend, I don't think he wants me here.
No, I've told him he's leading the hunt, and he's been quaking in his boots since.
Why are you leading the hunt, and why are you quaking as a result?
Well, such unseemly questions. I'm not much for the hunt. That's not how I often spend my time. But if I must prove a prowess to His Majesty, of course I will. Anything else you'd like to ask me?
Just making conversation.
Of course.
And as this
Trying to remember if
as this lull in conversation happens, Quincy steps up to you, Your Highness, Your Majesty, and says, sorry, and says, King Harlan, Her Majesty the Queen and her ladies have arrived?
No, I'm sure you must be mistaken that, maybe we've brought their carriage to have it, sort of around, repaired by someone on staff. They wouldn't be here. They're at some sort of, botanical garden of sorts.
It seems...
There's hardly a single plant here.
It seems that Her Majesty and her ladies have arrived and they intend on doing a sketching weekend here.
You're sure of this? She didn't, forget a gown here and came to pick it up, or...?
Quincy points
I
across
begin to
the garden.
storm towards the front door.
You point towards the garden, and you see that with this news, Gloriosa has called for the carriages to be brought around to where the men are. And you see 3 carriages coming down side road and around to the front to the same entrance that you all are at. And all of the women sort of pour out, Gloriosa at the head.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, darling.
No, I found your darling little itinerary. Dressing room. You have a hunting weekend this weekend.
Yes,
You
and
forgotten your gloves here or something.
at the top of the itinerary. What did that say, dear?
Do you think I bothered to read it? I fed it
You
to
read it
Cliff
enough to
immediately.
arrive?
I don't know what you're talking about. I arrived here. Sketching weekend. I mustn't sit at home bored alone while my husband goes hunting on our anniversary weekend.
You told me months ago that you had a sketching weekend planned for today.
I don't know what you're talking about, darling. Why did
don't-
I plan a sketching weekend the weekend of our anniversary?
I don't know, because you're the more cold-hearted of the two of us. I don't know how we could possibly get our two vastly opposing itineraries to match now. I mean, we will simply have to split the estate by east and west side.
No, darling. I believe one of us must leave and find somewhere else to go hunting.
Well, in that case, find a suitable replacement on such short notice. I'll gladly take my men and leave.
Your Majesty.
Wonderful.
Your Majesty. It's George.
Yes, George.
We went ahead and I spoke with Quincy, and it's actually remarkable. Holds up the itinerary for the ladies' weekend and the itinerary for the men's weekend. Every period of time that the men have lounge about, the women have something planned, and vice versa. So it seems, Your Majesty, it's quite strange. The itineraries merge perfectly. We assumed that you were trying to plan your 30th wedding anniversary retreat, and, I mean, look at His Majesty's itinerary. There's several hours in the middle of the day, and if you look at Her Majesty's itinerary, there's several hours in the middle of the day, but earlier that says to recline when His Majesty is hunting.
George?
Yes.
This is
Quite enough.
quite
Thank
frankly
you, George.
absurd.
You know what is absurd, darling? Planning a hunting weekend or during your wedding anniversary.
You
It's absolutely
planned the
bad.
sketching weekend for the same date.
That
I thought you were
cannot
blowing me
be
off.
Your Majesty.
So you were very cool. Yes, George.
Should I go ahead and show the guests in, and perhaps you and His Majesty could continue this conversation in private?
Yes,
No.
that would be lovely, George. Thank you. George, I am your sovereign and my husband is not.
I am going to
Please
take
show
my
the
men,
guests in.
and we're going to go inside to enjoy a drink
Oh,
and
cool.
begin our hunt.
You see that
And I'm sure I'll find no other surprises inside my estate.
you see that the prince goes.
Darling, darling.
The prince is already taking the other lords and beckoning for the ladies to follow, and he goes, I am so sorry, my father and mother, dreadfully embarrassing, please this way. And the rest of you are kind of ushered in so that the king and queen are alone for a moment.
How alone are we? Servants around alone or alone?
The kingsman and queensman pause near the door and kind of look to see if you'd like to be alone. They're waiting for sort of a nod so they can leave and begin to sort of...
Gloriosa waves them off.
Simultaneous waves, and we're sort of, I think, getting in each other's face at this point.
The two men step inside and begin to take bags and coats and offer refreshments and that kind of thing. And we have the king and queen alone for just a moment.
Wonderful. You've made a right fool of yourself here.
And you've made yourself a right beauty. More gorgeous than the sunset the day I met you. The golden rays over the cerulean waves. Truly, you tempt me.
And Gloria starts crying in front of you.
I take her in my arms.
No! Oh, you shall make this more difficult than it must already be.
I'm afraid you've done that to yourself, my beauty.
No, Harlan, listen. I've been a right foolish woman.
And you'd think that would make me love you any less.
I don't understand.
Did you tell Thrip to put on my boots again?
Thrip starts to tear at his aglets on his shoelaces.
Oh, Thrip, darling, Thrip, go inside with Master George, darling. I did tell Thrip to rip up your boots, but that's not the problem.
Now.
She continues to sob. Harlan, I've something horrid to tell you.
No, dear, not again.
You mean again? What was I going to say?
Well, you do tend to cry and tell me terrible things. I mean, just last year.
Baby, your microphone's breaking up.
Oh my god.
It hates accents. It hates accents. All we got was the perfect crisp, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. One moment. Okay. No! I can't bear to think of it. Don't! I'm sobbing again. Harlan, I must tell you something dreadful. Something happened only this morning.
What have you done, my darling? What's happened to you?
I couldn't tell you. You'd never forgive me.
I assure you, I already have.
A young woman arrived yesterday, Harlan. This morning. I can't hardly remember. She said something dreadful.
Oh,
She said... Oh, God. She said she had fallen in love and married. She was now a widow by... my bastard child!
is this a thing that surprises me, or is this the third time this month I've been told something like this?
No.
Yeah. It's complete
You've
surprise.
never heard sort of something like this before.
You're... What?
Something. It was so long ago. It was, oh God, 25, 26 years, I expect. It was so weak, Harlan. I was foolish. I received word from Germany that you had been enjoying yourself with a few little violets and primroses. And I was so overcome with happiness and sadness and despair. I fear there was a rather handsome footman who was just so kind to me when I was so very just destroyed, darling.
My
And
dear,
the girl, she... What?
I cannot blame you for a thing you thought I was doing.
I thought.
We can put whatever happened under the rug. I can
Hardly,
make
with
this
all of
go
your-
away if you must.
All of your misdeeds. With all of your misdeeds that are already shoved up under it. Alright. I'm sorry.
None will notice if the lump grows larger.
Well, here's how. I need your help.
No, surely you don't. Surely you can do this on your own, and I'll just be around supporting you without saying anything. Darling.
She starts sobbing. She starts sobbing again. Her head is on your chest. She's just sobbing.
My Glory, you must breathe.
Girl. I don't know. Genevieve. She's a thistledown. Oh. Little minx said her husband, or whatever, my son, died. And now she wishes me to find her new, wealthy, well-to-do husband, or else she shall tell the whole world what she has. She has evidence is willingly little, but, well, if the right people pay attention, the numbers align for a certain sickness I had while you were in Germany for a year.
My dear, I assure you, if coin falls off of a cart in the right location, this will all go away.
It will go away, Harlan. If you help me. Genevieve arrives tomorrow. We must pair her off with a husband.
We must today make ourselves good hosts for our guests, and tonight we will discuss this matter further.
Right. Did I see enough eligible young men in your party? There was one, I don't know. Who is here? May we palm Genevieve off on one of them?
I suppose that would be a more affordable option. We shall greet her properly tomorrow, and no one shall speak of her, sort of relation to any of this.
You darling, whatever would I do? I don't know what I would do if you... How could you ever forgive me?
I told you already, my Glory, I have.
You've what?
I've forgiven you. Always.
Well, it's as you should. You've enough bad justice comes to the
idea. I was clearly not forthcoming enough with my apologies. Starting up the fight again as we enter the house.
You guys walk into the house where your guests have all been kind of standing there awkwardly in the warming room. And Harlan, as you walk in, you know, you've kind of had this brief sweet moment with your wife, and then you started up with the fighting again as you walk in. You see a large white sign hanging over the entryway door, and it says, "Glad Tidings, Rake."
And it's not as if I print blatant libel for all our guests to see, embarrassing myself, embarrassing my spouse. That is a thing you do.
Sorry, what exactly are you implying? I am appalled that this is here. I mean, this is outrageous.
And who would have arranged such a thing? Not
I
I.
hardly know. You seem to think it is about you. Do you identify with that verbiage?
I wonder if I
It
might
is that you
when
are
you call me that every time I come back from abroad.
Well, I only speak the truth, Harlan, but I don't know what you're talking about with it. It must have been a previous tenant. Don't we rent this place out?
Do we rent this place out? You wound me. I'm, quite frankly, appalled that you think I would willingly breach the privacy of our home for coin.
Harlan, I I don't put quite anything past you after what I hear you get up to abroad.
All
What
of
you
you can
hear.
hear this.
What you hear?
Everyone's here. And I can't help but you do.
You receive word of grand misdoings, and you always assume it's true.
You do yourself no favors. I see the way you look at the other ladies when we have a ball. Why shouldn't it
I
surprise me what you
hold
do with my back
court,
turn?
as you should.
Oh god. Everyone else is here.
Everyone's here.
Everyone.
Oh. Hello, my darlings. Hello, everyone. We've had quite a shocking turn of events. Seems King and myself have planned 2 separate weekends, but you know how it is when there is such love and harmony in your heart. Our itineraries, they blend together beautifully. We shall all have a lovely weekend here together at Witherfield.
And
Your Majesty.
as the king and queen kind of continue to argue, start to disperse so that everybody can begin setting their things down in their rooms and all this sort of thing. Elias and Venus, you are both here as the singles begin to disperse.
I think that after everyone's kind of dispersed a little bit, she walks up to him and brings her fan up near her mouth. And, she, makes it all look like, it looks all flirty and cutesy and whatever. But she brings up her fan to her mouth. It's like, and what are you doing here?
To everyone else, he, Mommy lays eyes on her, he smiles, oh, darling. And polite society equivalent of, hand on waist, which is probably hand on hand. Okay, hand on waist, his gloves. Leans in, face immediately drops behind the fan. I could ask you the very same thing. That was your drawing weekend.
Yes, so that was here. Are you saying that Her Majesty is wrong?
Are you saying Your Highness is wrong?
Well, perhaps, because one of them must be.
Oh. And we're arguing for this why?
Because I thought that I'd be getting a weekend away. It's been kind of rather exhausting having you back at the house.
Well, you can do what you always do at the house and ignore me and sleep in a separate room and... what else do you do? I wouldn't really know because we're never around each other, so it's not really that quite different, love.
Rather cute, aren't you? Well, are you staying for the whole weekend?
Did you hear them? Yes.
Well, a woman can hope.
Can we make this cordial, somewhat? We can't put on this little fancy show, you with the fan, us making kissy eyes at each other the entire weekend if you don't try a little.
Oh, darling, you know I can put on a show. Please. Don't worry. Don't flatter yourself.
When did I flatter my... I'm not gonna argue with you. Are you going to stay near me, or should I expect a cold side of my bed in an empty chamber?
Well, it would be rather strange if we didn't spend
Yes.
one night with it. You know what? We'll figure that out later. I simply just get inside, talk to the lady, see what's going on. I don't know what's going on, so maybe Her Majesty can explain. You have fun with the hunting.
I always do. You have fun so-called drawing. I know what it actually is.
Charming. Ta-ta.
Before
Go
she
ahead
goes-
and
wait,
give.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Before she goes, they had just had this bitchy conversation. Before he leans forward and goes, can we talk later about why the king and queen were acting that way, though? I'm very confused. Did I not get something?
We'll have to regroup on that later. I'm sure I can get some information from Her Majesty. She loves to talk.
I'll talk to Harlan as well, and...
Oh, yeah, so we'll just have to reconnect after this. I'm rather curious, actually.
Yes.
Stealth checks. Stealth checks, both of you.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Perception.
I mean, they were just going to, like, talk to him. Like, okay. Both checks.
Perception for
nat
everyone
20.
else.
Nat 20! I got a nat 20. I got a nat 20. I got a nat 20.
They are so very quiet. No one hears a thing. They are very good at this ruse they put on. Incredible. As the couple, excuse me, disperses, you see,
We're in sync.
yeah, that's kind of sums up your couple. You hate each other, but you are in sync. You see,
Amen.
the king and queen go off one direction. Venus and Elias split up from each other. Just in terms of location in the estate or outside, as the footmen and everything are putting your things away, and you know the first item on the itinerary doesn't start for a little bit. Where would everyone go? If you guys would message me privately, would you go out to a garden? Would you go to one of the rooms on the first floor? Where do you think you're hanging out? The one time that you're set up to flirt with me and you don't want to.
Hey.
I literally said need her.
Flirt with me. He could flirt with me too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Guys,
Once my husband,
please.
forever my husband.
Guys, please.
You
But
can say
MJ and Josie have already had you. I haven't. It's my turn. MJ and Josie are married to you in 2 different campaigns. Let's go first. First of all, people see Lady Ariok walk up the stairs to go to her bedroom. Aaron, what room are Lady Ariok and Lord Elias in?
They aren't in a room.
Oh, yes. How could I be so
They have a guest
stupid?
estate.
Would you head to your guest estate at this time, or would you go freshen up in a powder room or something like that?
Oh,
It's on the property,
Should
but it
probably
would be a
try-
bit of a walk.
I'm sorry, love?
It would be a bit of a walk, but it is on the property.
Oh, I see. No, she would probably go and just freshen up in a powder room real quick and then probably track down Her Majesty.
Okay. She heads off to a powder room. Before we go to the king and queen, Clifford, you head to the library to kind of take a glance around, spend some time before it is time for the first event of the evening, and begin to look through books and things. Anything in particular you're looking for?
No, nothing in particular. Just I think he feels most comfortable, sort of in a quieter environment. He's just looking for anything he might not have read before, or anything that he might not have in his own library that he might peruse.
Amazing. You're looking through, and just as you're thinking, finally, after all of that arguing, a bit of quiet, how very nice, you hear music drifting through the wall from the music hall right next door. And it is, being close to the wall here, is just loud enough that you can't quite tune it out. Beautiful playing, really, but loud nonetheless.
Poor design for a library. I investigate, of course.
Amazing. You step down the hallway a bit and into the doorway of the music hall, and you see Lady Taraxacum sitting and playing the pianoforte.
My apologies not to interrupt. I simply heard beautiful playing, really, from just across the way.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt.
No bother, no. Not at all.
Of course. I should know it is not proper that we be alone.
No, of course. I moved to, like, step out of the room.
As you move to step back out of the room...
My apologies.
As you move back to step out of the room, you see Mum Lucan, this woman, you've met her a time or two, brushes past you to step into the music hall beyond you, and she goes, "Oh yes, quite right for a man to interrupt such beautiful playing."
Apologies, I only meant to, I was enjoying my time in the library and was distracted.
I can stop. I can stop. It's
Don't you dare!
No, I wouldn't deign to ask such a thing of you. It's quite, joyous, background. It's wonderful to hear, really.
Oh, background.
But you're quite right, of course, I'm
you
not
apologize.
by it. I'm just... This is the most painful interaction.
Yeah, I apologize. I don't mean to be rude. That was not my intention. I just...
The affront is mine entirely, Miley.
Right.
Lord Stokes, perhaps,
just,
perhaps His Majesty was looking for you in the conservatory?
Certainly, yes. A pleasure to see the both of you, of course.
Of course.
What a boorish, brainless young man.
He wasn't. He didn't mean anything by it.
I mean, to compromise a woman such as yourself by being alone in a room with you. Ugh, please. She steps over and begins to look through the sheet music.
I don't think it was his intent, but...
Do not let such a twittering, handsome young man such as him impose upon you in that way. Ugh.
Right, of course. She just starts playing again.
Amazing. You see that Scarlett and Merton go ahead and retire to their guest estate for just an hour or so to get their things settled in, to freshen up, so they step away. And let me see here. The American twins head up to their room, begin to unpack their things and get ready their guns and all of these things. What women am I missing? I'm missing women. You see,
Me too. I will.
Nathaniel and Belle begin to take a walk about the gardens. Mum sits with you for a moment and looks through the sheet music and then goes on her way as well, heading elsewhere. And why is this happening to me? We cut to first the conservatory, I believe, where the king and queen walk arm in arm.
I think they know that, well, I mean, I don't mean to make assumptions. I saw through your silly ruse. I know you meant for us to come here today. What were the 5 hours of lounging about for?
I mean, it's a lot less conspicuous when it's not 5 consecutive hours.
If only you were a bit more clever.
I mean, there's a 1 hour gap of business sort of 2.5 hours in, so... I figured it would be enough for plausible deniability.
Was it? Do you think they're on to us? Or you, rather.
Oh, certainly, but they'd never say.
There are perks to the crown.
Yeah, sort of the trappings of high society, turning the cage back round on them.
Indeed. Did hear about another little Violet in France this go round. You have fun in France?
I assure you, I never have fun in France. It's a gorgeous but dreadful place. I mean, Austria and Germany are much nicer, but, you know. I longed for you every day, as I always do.
You know, some days I believe you mean that.
I do. Every day.
Yes.
He reaches into his breast pocket, pulls out a small pouch. The East Conservatory was a wise choice. I feel that this particular clipping might fit better here than the West. You see, he produces a small, not the best tended to over the journey across the sea clipping, sort of just barely hanging on to life. And then wrapped around that is a almost woven silver bracelet.
They are beautiful. She holds out her wrist for you to clasp the bracelet on it.
He does, and then closes her hand in his with the cutting in the center. If you would again grace me with watching you work.
Of course. She walks over to where the flower beds are in the conservatory, and there happens to be just a perfect little space for it. She says we can make do, is what she brought. And she uses her little druid craft cantrip, and she makes the clipping. She breathes life into it again. She holds it between her hands, and then plants it in the flower bed. And watches it sort of come to life.
Harlan, you see nearby where Gloriosa is working, you see an iris flower. And you briefly think back to the name of your son's betrothed.
And irises this time. I thought you didn't like France. A royal bloom. Quite pretty.
Yes, they are a gorgeous flower, but not one that I think I would like to see too consistently. I've heard that you've made arrangements.
Is this to do with Iris of France?
It is.
Well, yes, darling. Of course, I mean, you know, Dot's of age now. He's been promised to France since he was, I don't know, 5 years old. They have a young princess. It's time.
Yes, but I thought we discussed with the tension between Germany and France that we would be standing with Germany. I don't see a value politically, much less a value in his life, to be chipped away on some marriage to a princess he's seen, what, twice ever, maybe?
Well, that is how it happens. It isn't a matter of political tensions now. It is a matter of a promise we made nearly 20 years ago now. Things like this, Harlan, are done years in advance. It's part of the part of the lifestyle. Dart knows that as well.
He does, but he also understands that times change. We can't live 20 years in the past.
Yes, but darling,
Were you
when
promised
times
off?
change- No. Father died before he could. They thought I had years before I retired off.
And would you have taken it? Would you have bound yourself in that chain willingly? Would you bind our son in it?
Darling, when times change, it is the crown's responsibility to stand solid amidst the changing sands of time. It is our job to remain steadfast. I don't know. I got lucky. Years before my advisors would have paired me off with some snob from, I don't know, Austria-Hungary. A certain nightingale landed on my balcony.
As you guys begin
And
to...
what a treat for you.
As you guys begin to recount, I'm not cutting you off and pausing you. We'll flit to another scene quickly. Listening nearby, Elias, you walking through the gardens, just enough of a distance to hear your best friend's conversation with his wife. And as you turn around a shrubbery, you see your wife following Her Majesty the Queen, listening to everything that she might say.
Snooping, are we?
What are you doing here?
I'm just looking at the flowers.
Deception.
At the flowers.
They're quite lovely. Oh, I'm sorry, are you snooping on the Queen?
I would never. I cannot believe you would even dare to say such a thing.
Then what are you doing here?
I simply came to see Her Majesty and saw that she was busy.
And you stayed? Did you see me and wish for my company?
Don't be absurd. Absolutely not.
Oh. Did you hear... He steps closer to her. He leans down to whisper in her ear. Did you hear the part where he... My best friend said that cages... Turning the cage back on them. Did you hear that part?
I sure did.
Interesting. It seems our close confidants have a very interesting way of looking at us.
I believe that's just how they are. I wouldn't take it too personally.
Yes.
Mother! Father! What are you doing out here? Datura.
Which son is this?
Another problem.
Your only son that's here. Datura steps out, shirt unbuttoned just too scandalously, just one button too much. What are you all doing out here, crouching behind a bush like a commoner?
Oh, darling, button up your shirt.
Your mother lost her ring and got uncrouched.
Oh, I'm sure. What good would it do her now?
What were you doing? Why were you unbuttoned?
I was walking about the garden. It got a bit hot. Sue me.
Oh, please.
Goodness. Assuming is so funny.
Are you causing a scene already? We've been here, what?
Am I
Not
causing...
even an hour.
Mummy. Am I causing a scene? I've done nothing but walk from that front door to right here and caught you two hiding like children. I was simply wondering what the Ariok family was doing.
And what is it that you're doing? You're just walking about? Why not go somewhere, make yourself useful?
Make myself useful? What am I, a commoner?
Yes, you act as if.
Oh, if only. Very well, I shall go and make myself useful. Enjoy your hiding. Turns and walks into the house.
Oh, this is going to be a terrible weekend. Maybe I should fake sudden illness.
Yes, but I don't think I can. I can't get out of that if you fake an illness, because then I would have to fake one.
No, you could just stay here. What would I care?
I don't. Why would I want to stay here with him? You've raised a rake.
I raised
Yes.
a rake.
Yes. He acts nothing like me. He acts nothing like you. Well, I'm not saying you act like. Okay.
If I remember correctly, you haven't really exactly been here. So, if you have such a way with children, please be my guest. Step in now. It's off my hands at the
I
moment.
try to step in, and then when this is the first time that when he's mummied you, you haven't fallen at his beck and will. It's quite surprising.
Honestly, it gets a little old after a while. When they're
Yes.
children, you just kind of think it's all so cute to go away, and now it's just like, oh, what a bore.
His mummy is. What is he? How old? Our son's way too old to be using. Mummy.
When was his birthday? He's 20-something now, I believe.
Yes,
I'm probably on his way to 30. Good lord.
Well, he'll be out of our hands, hopefully soon.
Unlucky soul.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Nothing. No, you
Scheming something.
Never. I never scheme. I'm too boring, remember?
Yes, and let's keep it that way, because I don't like surprises.
I'm aware. Thinking back on all the times that he's tried to surprise her. Every single time has gone poorly. Should we make ourselves known, or should we keep listening to them?
No, I think we should make ourselves scarce. Who knows what this is going to turn into? And honestly, sitting here whispering to ourselves is not really exactly the best use of my time.
Nor does it look very polite. They might think we're up to... You go first, and I'll come around the other way so they don't think we were doing something.
Like you would want to tell me what to do. She leaves anyways.
Well, okay.
And we pull from that couple. After Clifford was sort of banished from the music room, where would he go next?
Right on back to the library. I'm just, I mean, I think, because, what, she did say, like, the king was looking for you or something?
Yeah. You can do an insight check if you want to see if she was
Then
just lying.
probably. Yeah, okay, I would love to do that.
Yeah, do an insight check to see if
Sounds
Mom
great.
was lying to you.
I can't, I figure. Most likely, but... got a... Oh shit, a 25?
Mom wanted you to leave.
Yeah, okay, so just back to the library, reopen the same book and get back to my studies, as it were.
As you walk in the second time, you see both of the American twins are in the room here. And by their clothing, you can remember which one you had been talking to. Nathaniel is perusing the books, and Linus looks terribly bored behind him. Linus is this kind of more less appropriate twin, as it were. And leading up, Linus kind of looks up as you enter. Oh, Stokes, wasn't it? Right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. And I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met.
Linus Borden. I know we look the same.
Oh, a pleasure.
I get that all the time. So.
Well, yes, of course. Well, how have you enjoyed your stay here in England? So as of yet.
I loved my time at Oxford. Nathaniel and I both attended with D'Artagnan.
Of course, yes, he mentioned.
Not all the time you get to go to school with the future King of England, I guess. No, it was wonderful. He was an exciting young man, and I suppose he's dried up a bit now. But then he proposed coming on a hunting weekend with the king himself. I should think so. And now there's women here too. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Quite, yes. Well, how do you intend to spend your time? I'm sorry, Nathaniel, hey, pleasure to see you as well.
What is
what is it you're reading there?
It's some sort of history of England, and horribly, broad. I was hoping to find, I don't know, something on land dealings and that kind of thing. I'm not all that, well-versed in the subject.
I am studied as a lawyer, as it were. I don't practice much, but I do spend a lot of time in the books and keeping up to date.
Oh, incredible! Do you have a card? I know you said you don't practice, but do you have a? Could I come and speak to you and show you these horrid books I have at some point, and see if you can make any?
Of course, yes. Somebody's got to get through them, and happy to be that man.
If you could make up or down of them, I mean, it would be a lifesaver.
Sure, of course.
What was your given name? Stokes, but.
Clifford.
Clifford. I know I've already said it, but Nathaniel. Clifford, that'd be wonderful. Linus doesn't pay all that much attention to the books and things, but someone's got to do the paperwork, as it were.
Of course. Seemingly the forward-faced operation.
Hang on, Nolan broke up. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I said, he is seemingly the forward face of the operation. Men like us, it seems, sort of perhaps the brains, a little more.
See, Linus goes, alright, I mean, I'll admit perhaps I'm not as smart as my brother, but, I mean...
It's not a slight, of course. You've got certain charms that the both of us seemingly could not compare.
Well, my brother is engaged to be wed, I'm sure you've heard, so it seems I am the lacking twin in all aspects.
Forgive me if I may be so bold. Do you have the desire to be wed?
Do I have the desire to be wed? No. Do not be ridiculous. No, marriage is a...
And so lacking? Lacking, you say?
All of the needs that I have are quite met by, businesses that I frequent in the Thistle, and there is no need to frequent balls as well. And try the whole marriage market and, all of that. And as an American, it's hard enough to jump into, even if I did want to.
Quite.
What about you? You were briefly...
Well,
I heard some clatter in the music room. What was that about?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, there was some music playing, and I went to go and investigate, and it's rather unseemly to be alone in a room with an unwed woman, and so I felt it best to excuse myself of the situation.
Quite true. If you're interested in wetting your wick, as it were, it is not to do with a woman of the canopy. That's for sure.
I don't believe we speak much of the same language, sir.
Quite. And Linus turns and walks out of the room. Then he goes, he is bold and brash, as Miss Lucan would say.
Indeed he is. Though you needn't worry, I'm one for discretion, as it were.
Did you run into Lady Lucan?
Which one is Lady Lucan?
Mum.
Okay, that's what I thought. I did. Briefly, yes, of course. She seemed rather, cold.
Oh, I think I would call Mum Lucan anything but cold. She's rather fiery, is my understanding.
Well, of course, fiery and cold, to me. Not warmed up, as it were. She didn't like me very much.
Yes, I would be concerned if she did. She's kind enough, but, doesn't take kindly to menfolk.
Well, you know, I suppose if, that is the sort of company one is often to find themselves in, I don't blame her much.
My, fiancé is good friends with Mum, and, it's dreadful business, actually. She was once engaged, and, to a fellow from somewhere around here, and, he ran off, went to Kent with, his mistress, left him. So, I also believe I should not blame her much for being cold towards men.
Dreadful business. A story often told in the ton, unfortunately. Though in less bold font.
With that astute observation, we cut from the library. And, Lion, would you stay in the music room? Staying in the music room.
Yes, I absolutely would.
Amazing. You see, the second time you've been interrupted, stumbling past the doorway of the room before kind of catching the frame and almost like taking a step back to look back inside, is you kind of look over your shoulder and you see Datura, the son of the Ariox. And so he goes, "What a beautiful melody."
Thank you.
Oh, don't worry, I shan't step into the room. I shall speak from right here.
Wonderful.
Well, anyways, I was told to give you this. Do you wish to meet me at the door, or could you bear it if I stepped into the room for a moment?
It is fine for a moment.
Datura steps into the room. He fishes a piece of paper out of his pocket, drops it onto the piano keys in front of her, and then walks out.
Thank you. Once he's rounded the corner, I pick up the note and open it.
You see, in handwriting you're familiar with, it says West Garden.
Would I assume that means now, or...
I think you would
later?
assume that means now.
Okay, I get up and I head to the West Garden.
Impeccable. Are you trying to be sort of nonchalant as you do so, or is it okay if you seem
Very
like you're
much
kind of
so.
on a mission? Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Wonderful. Hang on. while
Everyone
I
else
look
can
up
give
my
me
performance.
perception if you were outside, so the two couples.
I thought that the East Conservatory was inside.
She's going outside
The
to a...
whole thing is made of windows, though.
Ah, fair.
Oh, you guys are in the conservatory. That's fair. You are welcome to give me a perception check as well, King and Queen. Or rather, all of you, because you guys were following the King and Queen. It's made of windows. You can give me a perception check, as I said. Thank you, Nolan.
15 again.
15.
17 for me on performance.
18 for me on perception.
18.
16.
I'm just sitting here listening to story time. What am I rolling for?
Perception.
Okay. Oh, I already know what I have. It's only a 14.
14. So only Gloriosa, as Lion tries to very nonchalantly make her way to the West Garden. We cut back to the King and Queen's conversation for a moment. what were you guys talking about before we resolve this perception check? As you continued talking, recounting your sort of marriage and how you've met and all of these things.
All of
last
this
thing
is...
I said was...
Oh.
No, you!
All of this is to say it is fine if we are a rock, but you must understand that the waves will erode any rock. We must go with them. If you want to be a rock, you can, but we will surely sink.
The world has... The waves have beat upon rocks again and again and again. In many eras, in many ages, and England has stood through all of them. Princes have gotten married to women they hadn't met. And amidst awful wars with France, Germany and Austria, the world does not stop spinning. And England does not stop standing just because a prince gets married when he is called to.
I hope soon that you see the waters past your knees.
Well, thank goodness I have you to lift me out of it.
I shall try, as I always do.
And I think she puts her arm around his neck to go and kiss him. Perchance she sees beyond his shoulder.
Yes.
As you,
As I kiss my wife.
I kiss my wife.
The line.
What are you gonna do?
I kiss my wife.
As you guys kiss, Glory, you kind of, like, half open an eye to make sure that he's enjoying it and not looking anywhere else. And...
Are his eyes actually closed? Yes, they are.
And, good boy. And you glance over your shoulder and you see Lion, walking towards the West Garden. And you don't, she seems a bit too much on a mission.
Can I see... They're all glass. Can I see anyone else? Or I just see Lion?
Other couple, give me stealth checks.
How horribly embarrassing.
Not horrid.
And, Glory, another perception check.
Hey, I got a nat 1, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my god, that's your second nat one of the night, isn't it?
No! I got a nat
22.
20.
Oh, who
What
got
did-
the other nat one?
What did Venus get?
Okay.
Hold on a second. I should have been rolling 5 higher on my perception this whole time.
Okay. Then
Well, right now you're distracted.
Yes, no,
Well-
I'm absolutely distracted.
you kiss
I
your
would never
wife.
focus anywhere but you.
You kissed your wife, and as you pull back, you have stars in your eyes. You're so sort of in love. You see that she's looking over your shoulder, and you go, and you see
Yeah,
Lion
I'm
as well.
focused wholly on her, and she directs my eye.
Yeah. She turns your chin.
What are they doing?
What did Venus get on her stealth?
19.
Okay. So,
Just me.
no. So Venus is in the... You do see Venus, like a sliver of Venus before she sort of steps aside. And then Elias tries to step aside, trips on his shoelace, and falls into the center of the aisle between the plants.
But Emily, you alright?
Fuck. He just kind of like slowly stands up, starts brushing himself off. Yes, I was so wrapped up in the flowers, I missed a root and fell.
So, which flower was your favourite? What were you gazing at?
I cast-
to see what the fuck I was gazing at.
I cast message to Elias. It was the irises.
The irises. Oh, that was southern. The irises. You're about to see.
Oh yes, the new one.
Yes.
Oh my, how very... You were just there. It is a miracle we did not see you.
Well, I was so quick I fell, remember?
Why the rush?
I don't know. I guess when you're always in combat mode, Your Majesty, you tend to rush around.
Well, this is not a combat. This is not a battlefield. Ariok, you are here on vacation. You are here for a lovely weekend. Do try to relax.
I will try, Your Highness.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
You know you are, as always, welcome to open a bottle early if it would help.
Yes, I was thinking of doing that. I actually will go do that right now.
Would you like to join him, Harlan?
Oh, darling, I'm enjoying the garden with you.
Well, you did tell your men you were on a boys' weekend. I shan't keep you from them always.
Yes, but it seems I have the next stretch of time free.
She messages to Harlan and says, "Darling, I have things to attend to. Come on."
On second thought.
It seems my watch actually is... I forgot to wind it. How foolish.
Oh, you are so forgetful.
Yes, truly. The mainspring, of course, is loose, and I've yet to get it repaired, so I suppose we may as well open that bottle together and see if we can't find Lord Stokes along the way.
Oh,
Wonderful.
do we? Must we?
You should.
I'm simply joking. We should
Always.
always.
As the two men step away, Glory, also with that perception check, you did see Venus very briefly. You also see Nathaniel and Belle walking around the garden together. You don't see Linus. He's in the library still. You don't see Datura. He is indoors somewhere. You don't see your son. And Merton and Scarlet have gone back to their guest house for the next hour or so. And you don't currently see Mum.
Where did I see Lion being suspicious?
She's heading towards the West Garden.
I would like to follow her.
Okay. Give me stealth and perception.
Oh, I don't. Can't I just do it? Must I roll? Stealth, you say?
Yes.
That's a 17 on stealth. And...
Not perception for you, Meg. You wait, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stealth and then perception for MJ.
Okay. 17.
Finally, a good roll.
Yeah.
My first above 10 roll all session. It's a 24.
Oh.
As you are walking to the garden, you hear a bit of a rustle behind you, and you turn around very briskly to see the Queen.
Your Majesty. I bow really
Hey,
quickly.
Lion.
Our courtesy.
How are you finding the house?
Oh, it is just lovely, Your Majesty. I just wanted to explore the gardens as well.
Yes, they are quite my favorite part. I saw you rushing to see the gorgeous blooms. Shall we walk and look at them together? I can show you my favorite ones.
Of course, Your Majesty. Of course. I would love your
problem?
company. No, of course.
Are you sure?
There is no...
Do you have other plans?
Of course not. I am never too busy for you, Your Majesty.
Wonderful. You must see the lilies. And she starts to walk Lion around the West Conservatory. You enjoy flowers? I mean, what you were so excited to come here. What did you wish to see? The lilies are my favorite.
I suppose I have not seen such lovely blooms, and I wanted to see all there was to offer.
Yes, they are beautiful, delicate blooms. That rake of a husband of mine might go abroad, slandering our good name, but he does know how to make a good garden, don't you think?
It is lovely, Your Majesty.
I quite agree. Have you seen the carnations, too? They are quite beautiful.
What?
They are lovely.
What does the
Just
queen...
the flowers.
Sorry. What does the queen
No, you go.
think Lion was doing?
She doesn't know. She just wants to see if she keeps acting strange, and she is.
Lion's always acting strange, though. Lion's always trying to be her absolute best in front of you, so I don't know that this seems too far from Lion's normal state when you're around.
Is there anyone else here?
In the distance, you can see Nathaniel and his fiancée walking. But so far, both of you give me perception checks.
In that one, I started talking about my husband and I got distracted.
I got 8.
Okay,
Not
one
2,
second.
so.
Oh, jeez.
He does build a lovely garden, doesn't he? He's sort of very tall. He's got that dark hair with the grey sort of creeping in. He's a rake, though, isn't he? Did you hear what he got up to in France?
As you're looking over, you look over the queen's shoulder, and you see a slight look around a hedge, and then go back behind it. From who you were supposed to meet.
I have not heard any of the awful rumors about your husband. I tend not to listen to gossip.
Good for you, darling. I'm sure it's a much happier life. Do you fill your time with men if you do not listen to gossip? That's all I seem to do.
Generally, pianoforte takes up most of my time.
Oh, how lovely. We will have to have you play for us this weekend.
I have played for you in the past.
Is that so? Sorry, I was,
It is not important. It was briefly your piano player was absent, and I told you I knew how to, and it probably did not match up to anyone you chose yourself, so it is all right.
Oh, no,
That's
darling.
memory.
Trust me, my memory, it is, I am getting older, aren't I? You said it's all right. But if you're playing...
Quite young.
If your playing does not stand out in my memory, it is only because I'm sure it was as lovely as I am accustomed. I wouldn't worry, but... Although, darling, I've just remembered, that tall, rakish husband of mine, I've let him out of my... I shall see you later, darling. And she's gonna go figure out what her husband was doing. She doesn't know why she let him out of her sight. There's so many pretty women here.
Good day, Your Majesty, and she curtsies again.
Glorious is gone.
Amazing. Sorry.
She's gone. Once she's out of earshot.
She's gone. You see Prince D'Artagnan step from around a hedge, and he goes, Oh, I'm sorry, this will have to be brief.
It is all right.
I just, I wanted to, greet you, because I had not gotten the chance to. I did not know that the ladies would be here this weekend, so, and as we are...
No.
and as we are friends,
Yes, friends, of
I
course.
wanted to officially welcome you to Witherfield, but it could not, of course we could not be seen interacting in such a way. I am to be wed.
No, it would not be befitting for either of us, of course. It is nice to see you, though.
You as well. I did not know, obviously, I did not know that Mother and her ladies would be here. I thought...
I did not know the king and his men would, so a pleasant surprise.
Yes, I believe there's, dinner and some sort of game this evening, and croquet, perhaps, and a ball later this weekend.
Well, you ought to be careful not to, maim any of the ladies with your skills. Or lack thereof.
No, I believe we've spoken about I'm not a very good shot when it comes to croquet.
Oh, I do remember.
Yes.
Sorry, that was rude.
No. No, of course not. Are you finding it all right?
It is... I haven't explored much, but, the music hall is lovely.
Yes.
It was the first place I headed to.
Yes, I, imagined that, I grabbed Mr. Ariok Datura and, asked if he would pass along my note. No one would think twice of him entering a room with an unwed woman, so...
Yeah. Yes, that makes much sense. A sensible choice.
And as he kind of falters, a bell rings, signaling that it is time to return for dinner. Oh, it is that time, I suppose.
Yes, another time, perhaps, then.
I shall go this way, and you shall go that way.
Yes, wise plan.
Lady Trexcombe.
Your Grace. Right, walks off.
Beautiful. Yes, Josie, you can have been watching through a window. You did not see... Actually, give me a perception check. You need to hit a 20 to be able to see the two of them.
No, Josie, don't ruin this for me!
I'm like just kind of trying to see anyone. I wasn't necessarily trying to watch them.
I know. I'm just saying, they're far away, so you might catch a glimpse of them if you roll high.
I was more so trying to stalk my husband, but I can stalk them, that's fine.
Whatever you roll, you'll also get to see everyone, so don't worry.
Oh, amazing. Okay, where's my perception, please?
Just let me know what you roll, woman.
Heck yeah. There's going to be 22.
22. So you see, whether or not it interests you, up to you, you do notice the prince talking briefly with Lady Traxcombe, and you see your husband and the king walk back into the house. And where would the men go to drink a bit?
I imagine probably the not the parlor, probably the billiards room.
Okay.
Given that the library is occupied.
Great. So you don't know where they went because you're looking out the window, but you see them walk inside, where they're going to grab Clifford and head to the billiards room.
Cool.
And you see the queen talk with Lion for a moment and then come back. Where is the queen just going to go find her husband in the billiards room?
Yeah, she'll do her best. She might not go in, but she's just sort of look about and see if she sees him with any young ladies.
So far, so good. As this bell rings, you all head to the dining room. Gloriosa, being the sort of orchestrator of this, please tell us what the seating arrangement is. Clifford.
Oh, I'm next to Mom. Sorry.
Clifford, you go first, darling.
So wait, what am I doing?
You either can talk to the PCs that are near you. I don't know if there are any PCs near you. I didn't look. You could talk to Venus. You could talk to Glory, or you could talk to Scarlet, Datura, Lion, or Belle. Those people, I would say, are within reasonable talking distance of you. If there's anyone in particular you know you want to get a word in with.
I mean, I'll say hi to Venus.
You sit down, and you see that the Right Honorable Lady Ariok is sitting next to you.
Lady Ariok, a pleasure to see you again.
Oh, Lord, it's lovely to see you. How are you enjoying your stay here so far?
It has been stressful, to say the least. Developments that keep occurring lead me to believe perhaps I shall be on edge for most of the weekend.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. No need to be on edge here. We're here to have fun.
Indeed, but I fear fun might take a different path for me than most of those present.
Well, I suppose as long as you don't get into any trouble and enjoy yourself, and of course you and His Majesty, the King, and all the other men are going to be off and doing who knows what, so I'm sure whatever you guys do will be quite thrilling.
Certainly thrilling, of course. Well, I'm sure you must be delighted your husband's joined us here. Or you've managed to join your husband here.
Oh, well, we just can't seem to stay away from each other, that's for sure.
I should hope to find a loving marriage as fine as yours.
Glory, you
Hope
hear
for the
that.
best.
Okay. Yes, I mean, I'm
So-
sure. Are you looking for a young wife, Master Stokes?
Oh, do you have someone in mind?
No, not at the time. I simply, when the moment is right, certainly. I'm sure the moment will present itself that a lady that is, compatible with me should make herself known.
Oh, Lord. You hear Datura right across the table from you. He goes, oh, Lord, do not speak those intentions quite so loud in front of Mother and her good friend, Your Majesty, but no one loves to meddle in the love lives of young men quite as much as my mother.
Yes, thank you
Would
for
we
that.
call it meddling, Venus? Would we call it meddling, Venus?
I'm so sorry, Your Highness, Your Majesty.
Hardly call it meddling, as your boy seems to.
Oh, well.
Just give people a little push that they need, isn't that right?
But of course, I mean, everyone needs a little help sometimes, and my son just likes to speak out of term. My apologies.
Scarlet next to him goes, I like to meddle, I have to say. I quite enjoy a medal. I like to add in...
I forgot about her. I love her.
I quite enjoy a medal. My husband leaves me plenty of time to meddle.
Oh, and what do you get up to while Lord Merton is away?
I do plenty of well, I do a lot of needlework. I do enjoy needlework. But I do a lot of meddling, so I like to go to the balls and things and, see what young pretty things are waltzing about and see what young handsome things are waltzing about and see if I can sort of push them towards each other.
Then tell me, Scarlet, since you do love a medal, who would you match our lovely Lord Stokes with?
Oh.
Clifford is terrified right now.
Zorvite. She looks down the table, and she says, well, of the single women present, Lady Trax comes here.
Closest to him at the table.
Say it again?
Lady Trax comes the closest to him at the table, across from him.
And then, Lady Mamlukin, I believe, is down there, probably terrorizing your husband, Lady Venus.
What do you mean?
And, Mr. Borden. Nope, I got mixed up, my bad. I was looking at the single men then. Just Mom Lucas, and I believe that's it. You've got a slim picking of 3 young ladies here, and, one is a headstrong new woman who fills her head with books and things. One I don't think I know much about at all. And that is it, is it not? Just 2 single young women present.
Yes, I fear our young belle, her heart has already been won, isn't that right?
Oh, yes, I believe so. Looks over at Nathaniel. Linus is in between them. Goes, yes.
Well, I've had quite a few conversations with your fiancé there.
Oh, you cut out. I'm sorry, honey.
We can't hear you.
I've had quite a few conversations with your husband.
Yeah, you fell off.
I said,
what was that?
Where?
You said you had talked to her fiance, and then.
Oh, yeah. I said he seems a fine young gentleman, and I'm sure the 2 of you will enjoy a long and fruitful marriage. I quite enjoyed his company.
Thank you. Thank you, my lord. Very quietly returns.
I do believe our Lord Stokes is a romantic. And how he waxes on about marriage and long-lasting relationships.
Well then, Mum Lucan is not. Well then, Mum Lucan is not the one for him. I mean, what would she do with him? What would she do with him? Dress him up in her apparel and make him her waiting gentlewoman, please?
I think not. She could not abide so romantic a husband. And that's only me.
I'm literally twitching, like in real life.
That only leaves darling Lady Traxicum.
I suppose that would be true.
Datura goes, I believe Lady Taraxicum and I got quite acquainted earlier, and that won't be necessary.
Quite.
We cut from that half of the table to the other half of the table.
Nothing.
Where, Lion kind of like, oh, nothing! Turns to the side of the table where Dart is, saying it mostly to him, but this side of the table kind of hears this. Let's see.
I'd also like to point out briefly, hey, notice I can have a wholesome conversation with a married woman, and you don't have to freak out every time. You guys?
I didn't freak out!
We saw the subtext.
Yeah, yada yada.
Right.
Your problem is Datura. That's your problem on that end of the table.
You see,
Good luck.
as Lion says, no, it's not, Dart goes, quite untrue. I do not believe, I believe that Mr. Ariok is quite mistaken. Turns back, and shoots his father a glance.
I have been dealing with Lord Merton's prattling this whole time.
One thing that you've really got to know, And one thing that you've really got to know about the cigars that you order, Harlan, is that they're quite common, all things considered. And for a man such wide-travelled as yourself, you would think that you would have a wider spread from, I don't know, the Russias or something like that.
Lord Merton, I assure you that I do. I only present the more common ones to you because of your exploits. You seem to enjoy the more common tastes.
I smoke the cigar that reminds me most of the women that I've had the best nights with. and so apologies that I go for the more Slavic countries.
But I'm so sorry, you were saying?
Father. Kind of head jerks towards Datura. Mum goes, I believe that's quite right. To have a man disturbing the dinner table in such a way.
I didn't hear what you said then, I'm so sorry.
Mum Lucan goes, I believe that would be quite right for a man to disturb the dinner table in such a way. Looks over, kind of shoots Clifford, it feels like almost an apologetic glance to you for some reason, though you don't know why. She kind of goes, and perhaps do leave the man alone. I mean, I'm all for terrorizing someone, but good God, can you ladies talk of anything else?
Sorry, I didn't mean anything by that.
Do ignore it. Do. Taraxacum. Lady Taraxacum. Lady Taraxacum, do ignore him. He's a rake. Please.
I would not speak ill of anyone.
I shall. He's a rake. He returns to his food a little bit. Yes, Elias. Elias, who are you talking to? You have a chatty feminist on one side of you and the king on the other, with a quiet good boy engaged man across from you and Merton diagonal.
I wasn't
Merton's across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I wasn't paying attention to Merton, so I was mainly watching Clifford talk near my wife. Did I hear what my son said?
Of course, everyone did.
I do the polite thing of leaning my chair back and looking over at him and going, sorry, Johannes, and who's next to me again?
Mum Lucan.
Mum? Lady Mum? Lady Lucan?
Yeah.
Lady Lucan.
And Lady Lucan, my darling boy does not know when to hold his tongue.
No, he's certainly keen to speak his mind. I do always appreciate honesty, but that may have been a touch extreme.
It was not true.
Yes.
No one believes him over you, darling. Well, in fact, everyone in England will believe him over you, but I do not. And that is all that matters.
Right.
He's certainly skilled at making his opinion well known.
Datura pops his collar eating. As this kind of lull in conversation happens, the servants enter. They have trays full of potions. Some kind of like little drinks and little shot glasses. Your Majesty, there is some entertainment for you if you should be up to it.
Is this George?
Yes.
Boss George, we are here for a party. Bring it on.
Anyone who would be taking a shot, roll a d12 and text me what number you get.
What a interesting coincidence that you have so many.
What
I
do
hear.
you mean?
Huh?
What do you
What?
mean?
What? Oh,
Yes, sweetie?
What's up?
sorry. I didn't know who was gonna go. Aaron, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If the king saw Clifford not gonna take a shot, would he then insist that Clifford take a shot?
He is too far away for me to slide him a shot. Give me just a second. To look at the map again.
Even just if, like, not necessarily to slide me a shot, but to, if like he was going around with the platter or like however it was going, I was like, oh, I shot him.
Absolutely. Please do. We insist. I mean, if you choose not to partake for your own reasons, of course. But it's always a good time.
Very well.
And as that exchange happens, you see Lion looks as though she has waved away the server. And D'Artagnan goes, oh. Comes back, grabs a second one, sets it in front of her. Please, Lady Trexicon, we are at a party. Everyone must partake.
Thank you.
What a
Well, that felt strange.
That felt weird. And
It did not feel quite right.
Kind of freaky, guys.
One second. Elias, you grab and take your shot first. You get sudden knowledge, so you gain proficiency in a random skill for the next session. Let us know what skill you decide and how this manifests that you realize that you're better at this thing temporarily.
Let's see.
I think right now, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I think I will be proficient in perception. Sort of as the alcohol flows through him, he kind of gets a better eye around the room and is able to take in, I think, everyone a little bit better. So, okay.
Is there a physical change to his eyes? No?
No, I thought it's a thing, and
Lame.
it thought
They get prettier just for
Oh,
Harlan.
they're sparkling. Oh.
you do see a little sparkle in his eye. Like, his eyes look wet as if he's about to cry.
No!
He's always about to cry. Whenever he's with his wife, he's about to cry. He loves her so much.
Yes, it's love.
Harlan, you take your shot.
Yeah.
And Gloriosa, directly across the table from him, you see him throw back the drink, and his hair, like right at the roots where it's very gray, from that shock black, his entire hair goes vibrant royal blue. And,
noticed
sorry,
no difference.
and his skin, so from his nose, his skin turns violet blue.
Hi. Oh my. She begins to laugh. She says, only the little French violets could see you now, darling.
I assume they would not take a tenth the joy that you do in this.
Oh, I'm sure not. It is quite the highlight of my evening.
Yes, I'm sure.
I have no idea how long that will last. We are meant to
Why don't you
concentrate
pull back?
on the next week.
Why don't you?
I missed what you said, darling. Say it again.
Why don't you pull one back?
Oh, fine. Gloriosa does.
Oh god. You said, You see,
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good heavens. Gloriosa takes hers, and a little spectral nightingale appears on the table in front of her, and sort of stands and looks around for a moment, then looks back to Gloriosa.
It seems even now you can't keep your mind off of me.
I'm sure it is the atmosphere, the anniversary of where I was. Foolishly taken in about 30 years ago. Perhaps this one would stay loyal to his master.
Perhaps others would not fool you that it was not.
Clifford, you toss back a shot, much to the king's insistence, and you notice that the meal in front of you, the aroma of it is just so much stronger than it had been a moment before. For the next 12 hours in game, and Harlan, yours lasts for 12 hours. For the next 12 hours in game, your that's true, I'm sorry. Gloriosa, this bird will follow you around for 12 hours. And your perception check lasts, your perception proficiency lasts through all the next session. For the next 12 hours, you have advantage on any perception checks that involve smell. You can smell very nicely right now.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome. Love it.
And then Lady Ariok. Ugh. Oh, this is bad.
Oh, no.
You all, as you kind of come to this realization that you're able to smell more, this bit of silence falls over as the king and queen finish this flirtatious exchange. You hear Lady Ariok go,
Oh no.
and she begins to laugh uncontrollably. And you are not able to stop for 60 seconds. Everyone just sort of looks as she is unable to contain her laughter.
So you're telling me people get these cool things and she's stuck laughing?
It's true!
And everyone stares at her? Like...
It's true.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, it's true.
Yikes. Rated chalice.
What?!
So no one looks at my wife.
You guys see, she starts to laugh, Elias shatters a chalice on the ground.
Oh. Dawn.
You're no fun at this, I swear. Come on. She thinks it's funny. She's having a grand time.
It's... He just looks horrified. I've seen...
Like, darling Venus, it has been so long since you were so overjoyed.
Why won't it stop?
Laughter's good for the soul, darling.
I do hope on your behalf you got a weak one.
And
One time Dot had one that lasted an hour. It was terrible.
She cannot be like this for an hour, Harlan.
Oh no.
You not enjoy the sound of your wife's laughter?
Oh, it was atrocious.
I enjoy it, but the pain
Oh,
on
it
my
was
face
atrocious.
wasn't enjoyable.
Lion, you kind of sneakily take one as Dart does, and I'll have each of you roll for an NPC in a moment. And this one's bad.
No! No!
You guys see, as Venus finally calms down laughter, takes a moment to drink some water, no matter how hard she might try to hide it, everyone cannot help but see that Lion picks up 3 grapes off of her table and begins to juggle them.
Is that a thing you picked up while practicing the pianoforte?
I have never done this before.
It's kind of
Well,
impressive.
she is quite an accomplished woman, do you not think?
Look at natural.
She's rather good at it.
So are any of us going to question what is happening right now?
I mean, you were laughing, darling. He's blue, so...
Oh, thank you so much for your
I
help,
couldn't
as always.
get a question the king.
Oh. And after about 30 seconds, it stops, and you're able to put the grapes down, and you are just mortified. Clifford, I'm sorry.
No, I think I was gonna make a joke.
Go ahead.
Think your joke.
I was gonna say, I think they're burning the dessert.
Yes. Let's go ahead. Nolan, go ahead and roll a d10 for Mum Lucan.
I can.
While he's doing that, can I just add in... Venus made a snippy comment to Elias, and he's now just staring down at her the entire time.
Perfect. Was it 3, Nolan? Mum Lucan's is not visible. We don't know what happened to her.
Terrifying.
Harlan, would you...
ask her?
I mean, if someone speaks to her, sure, she might.
You haven't done.
No, I believe I don't know, I've gained a bit of knowledge on horse racing, though I've never been interested in that myself. A bit strange. I seem to know all about odds now. That's odd. Odd, as it were. Harlan, would you roll for Merton?
I hope he gets something that silences him.
They'd be
Rolling what?
D12 for
D12.
Merton.
Okay. 10. Instant death.
Instant death.
This one's bad.
Merton begins to go.
Oh my god.
And begins to laugh as well.
Oh no, did he get what I got? I feel so
Well,
bad for
Jordan,
him.
I think this is a good time you take your leave. Sort of compose yourself.
No, don't be ridiculous. Darling, we are not into a bit tired, are we? No.
You look like you're about to start dry heaving.
Harlan, have you charmed my lovely godfather? You laughing at one of your jokes?
I assure you I've done nothing of the sort.
Oh.
Not even I could be that charismatic.
Your Highness is... Oh, he's hilarious down here. He's putting on a lot of show.
Perhaps Merton is just laughing at his sudden physique.
Oh, yes.
It would seem so.
I think that Belle is not going to take one, and probably neither will Nathaniel. But, Danika, if you would roll for Linus.
Yeah.
And Venus, roll for your son.
Oh, great.
Instant death, please. Kill him. Get rid
Well,
of him.
it looks like it's a 3, so hopefully that is bad.
Fuck.
What?
Well,
If it's the same thing as mine, I know what he... Go. Just go. Just go. Just go.
Nothing externally happens to Datura, doesn't seem.
are you feeling all right?
What, Mummy?
Are you feeling all right?
Yes, quite. Why?
There seems to be something amiss, so, no, carry on.
No, I've just, I've suddenly remembered a lot about North American birds. Seems strange.
Well, at least you've actually picked up something in your studies, so that sounds wonderful, dear.
And then what about Linus?
An 11.
Oh, goody. Linus picks up and begins to juggle some grapes as well. We're hitting a lot of repeats, it seems.
Another one.
Oh, wonderful.
And we'll all do another round.
And we all do another round. No.
We all did them.
The dart.
I take them
MJ.
all at once.
MJ, would you roll for Scarlet, please?
Roll for Scarlet. It's a 1 for Scarlet.
She deserves this. You see,
I love Scarlet.
she
Two.
goes, "Oh my, that was quite good." And she begins to float out of her chair. about a foot off the ground. And she just goes, "Oh my, how quite wonderful indeed."
I have a quick question. Is this normal? Like, is this just shit that we do here?
Magic is, magic happens all the time. Magical potion roulette.
Magical shots is normal and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
magic potion roulette, we love. Incredible.
I sort of lean over to Elias. I never took her for an airhead, but goodness.
You never took her for an airhead.
Oh, you wisp.
Incredible. And the last one, Megan, would you roll for your son?
4.
Oh God.
Oh, good heavens.
Instant death.
Instant death.
Harlan killed himself.
As he mentioned, he grabs a shot for Lion. And no, Lady Sharks, come, we're all drinking, please. Takes his. We all kind of laugh for a moment. He takes his, and he, where Dart was sitting a moment before, there's now a swaggering peacock.
What an asshole.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh my.
He takes after me. I'm so proud.
So,
It seems like you're not the short end of the stick.
have you taken one that does that?
I've tried. I've yet to be so lucky.
We should try them all.
We should try them all.
I should.
Can I smell them?
You can smell all of it,
Can I
bro.
identify them?
Like,
Everything you want to smell, dog.
I thought you meant.
Oh, I thought you meant the birds. Nolan, I'm gonna send you what the options are, so if you want to smell one, you can grab a specific one.
Okay.
He's just gonna start walking around going.
His was pretty lame. He should probably get something for it.
Oh.
There you go, sweetie.
Interesting.
Oh
A
my
hint
God,
of
this is
vanilla
so cool.
and lavender.
I am
Neither
really
of my
curious
making
as to what the options are.
I wish I knew.
I think
No,
Lion's a little afraid of the bird.
Am I supposed to tell you? You just wanna know?
No.
Hey,
Okay,
hey, Joe.
Uh-huh.
What is Dart doing as a bird?
Good question.
He
Can I
looks
take 12?
back and forth from each side
Mating
of the
display?
tables. Yeah. He fans
Can I
his
take- can I
feathers
take
out.
12?
Oh.
You want to take 12? You want to take 12, or do you
It's the
give
last
12?
one you sent.
Do you give 12 to someone, or do you take it?
Is that the last photo you sent to me?
Yeah.
The purple looking one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I want to take that. It sounds hilarious.
Okay. You
Oh,
guys
boy.
see Clifford goes around and sniffs some of the drinks, and he takes a second shot, and immediately the chair that he just stood up, that just stood up from, immediately scoots out from the table slightly, as if ready for him to sit back down in it.
I sit.
The chair scoots you back in. The table sort of
Let's go.
leans a little bit so that a piece of meat falls into your plate.
Oh, thank you, table. Very kind of you. I say no.
Just fallen under his charms.
Incredible. Anybody else want to take a second shot?
Absolutely. Blue is not enough.
Yes.
Okay.
I think me and Harlan take a shot together as bros?
Yes. We
Yes.
sort of do the drinking buddies thing of linking arms and putting them back at the same time.
Amazing. Both of you don't need to roll. I'm going to give you one that hasn't been done yet.
Alright, sick.
God.
Elias, you feel a sudden whew, as a chill passes over you, and your body just feels incredibly cold. And you feel like you don't even want to move. Whereas Harlan, you open your mouth to say something, and sparks fly out.
You're quite all right.
Oh, you're sparking everywhere.
Are you well? Sort of just trying to aim it at Merton as much as I can.
Put on my hands, I'm cold.
There's one left. Would anyone else take another one?
I, the player, want it, but I don't know that Lion would.
Yeah. I think...
Let Mom Lucan do it. I think Mom would.
Oh, God.
No, she'll...
Mom takes it, and...
It's the worst one for her.
I know. And Mom goes, all right, if none of you men are brave enough to try it. Tosses it back and goes,
Oh. Wow.
Why?
I assure you, if I could have gotten that into anyone else's hands, I would have.
Stop talking, darling. You're getting fire on the table.
I'm trying to point my head towards the chandelier.
I'll let Your Majesty.
I pass Lady Mama a notepad and a piece of paper and a pen.
A pen?
she...
A pen?
A quill?
A quill?
You see she actually, like, to slow that moment down, she's in the middle of yelling at Harlan silently, and then, you sort of rifle through your things, get out a piece of parchment and a quill and slide it across her, and she goes... right? And after a second turns it around, just like a man to silence a woman.
I knew it.
And amazing.
Chose to take it.
Are you blaming a woman? As dinner ends, all of your effects that I haven't already said last longer withdraw. Gloriosa, you can certainly dispel your husband in just a moment.
Yes, he will deal with it a little longer.
But dinner comes to an end. You guys have some dessert. And as you all, the Ariocs head back to their estate, the couple, the royal couple heads upstairs, as do our two singles. I'm gonna go around to everyone. I'll start with the two couples and then to our two singles. And you just let me know, do you go directly to bed that night? Would you need to stop and talk to anyone? What conversation would these couples have before they go to bed? Let's start with Elias and Venus. You guys head to your guest estate. This beautiful... Aaron, would you describe what their home looks like?
Yes, I need to find that.
10.
Give me just a moment, I did not.
9.
No.
No!
I might have it, King. Hold on.
Hold on, we talked so much about this stuff.
It's pinned.
Lawn house. So, the decor, they first arrive and are greeted by gardens of blue crocuses. And their house is inspired by the Kingdom of Italy. Tell us what that looks like.
Yes, it's very much, Baroque with, like, high, pointed, complex windows. The ceilings already high are additionally vaulted on top of that. As far as coloration, it's very much a, sort of neutral tone, with all of the color coming out in the, interior detailing.
Beautiful. You guys head into your home. You see there are 2 separate bedrooms separated by a dressing room. And as you head inside, your things are already put away in the drawers for you. What do you all say to each other?
I think that just it's like routine at this point. Just once we get in our room, she just starts kind of like sits down at her vanity and starts brushing through her hair, taking off her jewelry, not really saying a word to Elias.
Elias undoing his tie, taking it off. And he, unlike him, because normally he just lets her do her thing, walks up so he's standing behind her and looks at her in the mirror and goes, "At supper tonight, you made a quip at me in front of everyone."
Oh, I wouldn't think too much about it. I'm sure no one even heard it.
It's not the point, and you know that.
Then what is the point?
The point is, I am fine with your disdain for me in private quarters, but in public, we're to be wed.
Oh, trust me, I understand that more than anyone.
Clearly
Like-
not.
Are you questioning me right now?
It's
After the day we've had?
The entire point of this conversation. I started it off questioning you.
Are you calling me stupid? Because that is something I'm not. You, on the other hand, it's been nothing but just have enough.
What have I done? What have I done today?
The constant following me around, the constant wanting to chat, the constant wanting to just. We can pretend to like each other, but you don't have to be like attached at my hip or anything.
Oh my good Lord in heaven, you are dramatic. Follow
I'm
you
dramatic.
around.
I'm
I followed the
dramatic.
king earlier. That's where I was, and you just happened to be there. It seems you're reading too far into this because you feel a certain type of way.
Well, seems like only one of us is getting emotional here, so.
Yes, well, one of us only has emotions. The other one's a cold-hearted bitch.
Knock on the door.
No.
On your bedroom door.
I will go answer it.
You open your wife's bedroom door, and you see your wife's lady's maid, Renee Beckwith, is standing at the door, and she goes, "Oh, right. Hello, my lord. My lady, were you ready for your... Would you like me to draw you a bath? Help you get undressed? Anything?"
Yes, actually, a bath sounds quite lovely. Let's get on with that right away. I'm finished here.
"Yes, ma'am. My lord, would you like me to draw you a bath after?"
No. And he leaves the bedroom.
Well, I hope you didn't have to hear any of that. Men can be quite dramatic.
"I am very discreet, ma'am."
You always are. Well, shall we? I just have had such a day.
"Of course." She takes some pins out of your hair for you and helps you take your hair down, starts to undo your corset for you, and she goes, "Is there anything you should like to talk about, my lady, or is perhaps silence what you'd prefer?"
About when did you arrive? Have you seen anything interesting?
Interesting in what way, ma'am?
Oh, I don't know. Just anything that just you found interesting. Anything you'd be interested in sharing.
Well, it was the silliest thing, ma'am. I did see, do you know Lady Taraxacum?
Oh, but of course.
And His Royal Highness, Prince D'Artagnan?
Yes, I'm sensing a little bit of, something there, but I'm not quite sure. I hope that she's alright and doesn't make any rash decisions.
Well, I saw them earlier unchaperoned in the West Garden, and apparently I've been talking to some of the help here at Witherfield Estate, and some of the help in the kitchen say that the young Lord D'Artagnan is not much of a flirt, so perhaps it means something.
Clever girl. She needs to be more careful, though. Thought I taught her better. I'll have to have a chat with her tomorrow.
Yes, Mom. And helps you get ready for bed. We float away from the couple. Let's go... Lion. Is there anyone else that you would want to talk to, or anything else you'd like to do before you head to bed for the evening?
I think I want to try to get a note dart.
Beautiful.
Just Something simple. It was nice seeing you again. And try to find a way to discreetly get that to him.
You have some options. You could enlist someone else, a servant or otherwise, to do it for you, if you have any kind of spell that could deliver it for you, or you could just try to be very discreet as you slide it under his door.
Actually, I have a spell. I have message. Can I just message him?
Very inconspicuously stand within 30 feet of his door for a moment.
Yeah.
Send a message, it was nice to see you again. And in just a moment you hear back, it was nice to see you too. Perhaps I shall see you again on the hunt.
Perhaps. And I head to bed.
Amazing. You walk in your room and you see there is a vase of roses that doesn't seem like it belongs in your room. You walk up, check there's a little card hanging from it. Would you read it?
Yeah.
On it you see the initials DA. You know that the king and queen's last name isn't L, it's Latonia.
Yeah. Yep, I know exactly who it is. And I set the roses outside my door and I close it.
Very nice. Incredible.
Leaving the note attached so
yeah.
like it's also to passerbys clear that this is me rejecting him.
Yes. Very, very good.
I don't need rumors.
Clifford. What are you up to, baby?
Hi. I think Clifford is probably enjoying nightcap for as long as it's like reasonable for him to like be up in the library or whatever, like kind of just milling about, probably in the library for a bit, maybe like some lonely billiards for a little bit until like it's like, okay, I should probably go settle down.
You see, somewhere close to almost midnight, the door to the library opens again, and Mum Lucan steps in, and she goes, "Oh, God. Sorry. Didn't mean to impose. Do you mind if I grab a book?"
No, of course, it's quite a bit actually on my mind a bit. I just wanted to apologize for any perceived slight I may have made against you. I was hoping I'd not sort of entered ill will in your graces.
What are you on about? Have you done something?
Earlier. No, not of course not, but earlier you, it just seemed, rather, that you thought to me rather unseemly, and I wanted to apologize for that.
Oh, God. She goes over to the bookshelf, starts looking through it, and she goes, "You are quite the romantic. That's what they all say about you. God. No, you've not personally done anything. It's just, all of you men are quite the same, and I do grow tired of it. I was looking forward to a ladies' weekend."
Quite, yes. I imagine it's quite the shock. Not having been forewarned about the events as they were to occur, I certainly can relate.
Do you think you seem quite close with the king, are you not?
He certainly likes to keep me around. I think more as a plaything than anything else, but certainly close in proximity at the very least.
I believe the Queen thinks the very same of me. She likes to have me around as some sort of entertainment, it seems, to spout off the honest gospel truth of the state of the country of England, and does she listen to a word of it? No. Does she have the power to? Certainly.
Of course, yes. The king seems only to want to change me for his own, I don't know, whims.
Do you practice law?
I do, as a matter of fact.
How far are we, would you say, Lord Stokes, from a reality in which women can vote in England?
I fear a monarchy is, well, though it may benefit the likes of me, you, is perhaps not the individually, that is, perhaps not the best system for change. I fear it may take following the lead of another.
Suppose you're not a complete idiot, but we shall see how you do at point on the hunt tomorrow, I hear.
Dear, yes, it's not quite so much that I'm not capable, it's more I don't desire to take the life.
Is that so?
Quite.
Well, I believe you've spoken to me long enough, and it is improper now. So I shall take my book and retire.
Very well. Have a good evening, lady.
She takes Emma and goes back to her room. She takes Wollstonecraft's on the, what is it called, Megan? On the something of women.
Vindication of the Rights of Woman.
Yeah.
Emma doesn't come out for 3 more years, darling.
Oh, sorry. She takes Wollstonecraft's on the Vindication of the Rights of Women, goes back up to her room. And we finally drift back up to the King and Queen. You guys head up to your 3rd floor and find each other in the hallway before you enter into either bedroom, dressing room, whatever.
I believe that is good evening then, Your Majesty.
Yes, of course. Though, if you're willing, I would love to keep the dressing room door open for some discussions, though others may be more suited for heightened privacy.
I think that can be arranged.
But such a
She walks
topic,
out
and I
on
know I tend to find myself sort of at your balcony or your windowsill. For this conversation, I don't know that I want to trapeze through the air to find you. I would like to talk.
Alright. Well, then to the dressing room it is. They walk there. Alright. What is it? Oh, hold on. I cannot possibly take you seriously looking like you do. And she dispels magic.
I suppose that is a kindness. I assumed that would last all week, really. Quite embarrassing, of course. I make sure there's no one else in the room for this.
Aaron, I'm sorry?
I'm making sure that there are no servants or anything in the room for this.
Okay, great. You dispel all your servants.
And in fact, I lead her from the dressing room. I move into her room, take up a wooden mallet, strike a chime on the wall that quickly fades into silence.
Hi, you're eager. It's our anniversary after all.
If you wish me to discuss important matters in the morn, I will. But I feel as though if we do not put this to bed, I cannot properly focus my attentions on you later tonight as I put you to bed.
Yes, I suppose you mean Miss Genevieve. I've spoken to George. She arrives tomorrow. The things will be sent with her. Don't know. I will have to speak to her when she arrives. She only expects a husband, and quickly. Might have to. Don't know.
Who
Perhaps Lord Clifford is.
knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Not but you or I, about Genevieve.
And what is your sort of cover story for this clandestine meeting?
Well, you must know, she's a thistledown. They are of some rank in the canopy. She wishes to be a lady-in-waiting. She is a young widow with a child. I have mercy in my heart, despite what others may say. I take her in. She wishes to be a lady-in-waiting. I bring her.
I understand your want for kindness, but I fear that you are inviting a viper to your cage.
I absolutely am. The little minx is blackmailing me. I don't have much else to do. Here I thought my knight in shining armor would help me to pacify the viper.
I will. I just need to know the situation before I can act.
I've told it to you. She'll be here.
And
Isn't
what,
much
do
else
you
to
truly
note?
wish to give in to her demands?
What else is there to do? I don't wish to make a scene.
Right. We will find her some way to be wed. I do not think Dart should be betrothed. And I do not know if you have picked up on it, but I am aware that he has interests in our present company. I think you should pursue them.
To who are you referring?
Pardon?
To whom are you referring? Who are you talking about?
If she's not told you, I mean, I suppose you can't let him know that you know. I have seen him had frequent brushes, of course he claims they're coincidental, with, Lady Lion. Have you not?
Lion Taraxica.
Yes.
I had heard whispers amongst the ladies that they had met, once in a garden. And what, you think he's fallen for her?
I watched them. I know he has. He thinks he's some master stoic, but he's a lovesick puppy.
How could he possibly be a lovesick puppy? They've only met, once? How could he be in love?
How many times did we meet? I glanced at you and I knew, my darling. I don't expect an answer tonight, but I would appreciate your consideration. Let our son be his own man. He wouldn't be fit to rule a country if he were anything else.
We all wish to be our own people, Harlan. Right, being as it is a special day, and I am in quite a forgiving mood, what about a compromise? I cannot break off a diplomatic agreement that has stood for nearly 20 years now on your hunches and your belief that our son has fallen in love. Let us... The Lady Lion seemed to have quite the effect on Lord Clifford this evening. Let us see what the weekend holds. If our son has fallen in love, let us hope he has fallen in love with someone who would be loyal to him. Shall we put the girl to the test?
With no duplicitous action to ensure your victory? A fair, sort of minimal meddling?
Well, you know I love a matchmaking. And how can we be sure of her faith if she cannot withstand the harshest of trials? I mean, really, Harlan, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit them next to each other at a ball.
I'm sure you can arrange something more clever than that. I can agree to these terms, though.
All right. You help me find Genevieve, a husband, and keep it quiet. You help me matchmake the lovely lion with the lovely young Lord Clifford.
When Dart makes his affections known, I will personally break the deal off with France.
And what do you think that would do? How? In what way? What would that take for you to do?
I'm a foolish king. Wouldn't ruin my reputation.
May ruin Dart's.
I think it can withstand it, and I don't think it should have to. He hits the chime again, and the fact that you put the banner up is absurd. Slams the door, goes through the dressing room, the split dressing room, slams that door, into his own room, slams that door. 20 minutes later, he's on the balcony.
Gloriosa, you look outside and you see another little nightingale on your balcony.
Oh, fantastic. I've been meaning to get rid of this one. And she dispels magic on the fake one. Just been floating around. I've hoped my favourite nightingale would appear on my balcony again.
I was worried your affections would stray, Your Majesty.
When have they ever?
Truly never. Nor have I.
Well, you know what people say. Are you coming in or not?
Well, it would be improper to, so I suppose I must. Might you join me?
In my bedroom? Oh, wait, no. You're taking me outside.
Wherever you feel sort of most on edge. I hear the roof's quite charming this time of night.
It's your favourite, isn't it? You talk of being such a kind, upstanding man, caring for reputation. Here you are, highly improper.
It is not my fault that I wish to raise you so close to the stars whose beauty you rival. I think that Harlan is up on the railing and then up onto the rooftop, choosing not to, via arcane methods, take him and her up there, reaching a hand down.
Well, you know what they say about me? Foolish young queen can't help but be charmed. And she reaches her hand up and goes with him.
Of course, and a devilish young man tempting you. Pulling her up.
As the two...
Young man?
Good.
You're,
Not
what,
there.
now 50?
We're out.
A young man, oh, I'm
Yes, on the
sure.
roof.
And they go have sex on the roof.
Yeah.
We actually, as we're ending, we cut back to Elias sitting on a bench outside of his guest home. You look up and you can see some tiny little silhouettes climbing up onto the roof and disappearing behind a parapet. Think about your wife inside. Won't look at you. And you hear a soft crying.
He takes a moment to make sure he's hearing it correctly before he goes to find it.
Kind of turn a few corners, and you end up closer to another one of the guest homes. The one that the Davids are staying in, Merton and Scarlet. And you see sitting on a bench outside of their guest home is Lady Scarlet in her dressing gown.
Lady Scarlet.
Oh! Lord Ariok, I'm so sorry. How very... Oh!
Are you alright?
Quite. Yes, I believe it's, sort of the pollen or something. Yes. His Grace does not appreciate the outdoors, and I thought I would, sit down here for just a moment.
May I sit?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. He sits down next to her. There's a little bit of a space between them. You're in tears when you should be inside, perhaps having a bit of fun, which I could say the same about myself, but here I am.
Yes. Here we both are. You are, closer to my husband's age than to mine.
Am I?
I believe he to be 15 or 20 your senior. I believe you to be 20 or 25 mine.
Is that a problem?
Of course not. She sets her hand down on the bench in between the two of you, ungloved. Staring straight ahead.
On her hand, ungloved.
And we cut inside the Milan house to Lady Ariok penning a letter. Would you narrate to us whatever of that letter we might see if we were looking over your shoulder before we end?
I think she is just fresh back from her bath, sitting by her vanity, doing the last finishing touches, and she's just been thinking about the day. And she pulls out a quill and she starts to write. And she starts with, "My flower, it has been far too long since our last correspondence. I hope that you are faring well. Things have been rather difficult since my husband's return. I thought that I was growing to miss him, but I think that I was just going mad in my own home. I do know that I yearn for you, my beloved. I hope that you feel the same for me. But I guess that would just be wishful thinking. With much love, your Venus." Those pesky gloves. I mean, do you really want ink all over them after writing a messy letter to your love? Well, good thing you have our gloves. Ink resistant. Keep those stains away, keep your secrets locked away and kept. And what about the paper? Now, you can't let everyone know you've been sobbing over the paper that you write to your lover, now can you? Well, good thing that these are water resistant. And well, specifically tear resistant. I would not suggest spilling wine over them. That has not been tested nor approved. Thank you guys so much for watching our channel. We appreciate you guys and everything you do for us. If you would please give us some love, we'd really appreciate it. Just to let us know that you are enjoying our content. You can like the video, you can follow or subscribe. Leave a comment if you want. Let us know your favorite part from this session, and we hope to see you again soon.